Maruti kabilesinin başı mısın? Allahu Ekber.
Cool little fairy village right here. All kinds of little entrances.
Wait,
Gabe, I'm freaking out, yo.
that's far. What is that?
Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Classified Captures. Steve here, and today I've got a collection of clips ranging from cryptid sightings to glitches in our matrix that may just leave you shocked. Ready? Well, let's jump in. Starting today's episode, I've got a clip that goes back as far as 2005. This one is definitely going to stir up some conversations. Take a look. So back in 2005, a group of people were walking through the woods when they stumbled upon something extraordinary on the forest floor. I use the word extraordinary sparingly because it didn't look like anything they had seen. In fact, it appeared to be a lifeless alien creature. It looked like it had been dead for a while. Now, I know the footage is blurry and shaky, but bear in mind this is allegedly from 2005. If that's the case, then by today's standards, it makes sense that the clip looks like this. But that also makes it hard to make out all the details due to the quality of the footage. Now, the question on everyone's mind when they shared this footage with them was, if this truly is an alien being, what was it doing on Earth? How did it end up in the middle of the woods? And what happened to it? Also, where is its ship? It's questions like this that made people skeptical about this being true. There's no way the government will find an alien, kill it, and leave it out in the woods. There's also no way an ordinary man would kill an alien and tell no one about it. A wild animal couldn't steal the alien's ship either. The only logical explanation would be that it was killed by its own kind and left out in the wild. But there's no logical reason for them to risk being exposed. It's thoughts and questions like this that have led many to believe this whole thing is probably a hoax. If you've been on this channel, you know how much I love aliens, but this story is one that's hard to get behind. What do you guys think, though? Abandoned houses are abandoned for a reason, and most of the time they become hotspots for paranormal activities and strange creature sightings. In this footage, a man ventures into the woods to explore an abandoned house. Before he could even get closer to the house, he saw something on the roof. It was a creature with glowing eyes moving about. Because it was dark, the rest of its features are hard to make out, but you can see its notable shoulders and a pair of human-like arms. The creature appears to be crouched and moving on all fours based on its movements. As the adventurer approached, the creature noticed him and began to move aggressively on the roof, almost as if it were warning him to stay away. Our now conspiracy theorist thinks this creature is a rake because of its glowing eyes and human-like shoulders. On the other hand, Julius is adamant that it's just a hoax and that it's a man in a costume. Who are you guys going on this one, Julius or Aaron? Let me know in the comments section. Still strange and unexplained beings out there. Take a look at this clip.
Look at these big ass mosquitoes here! Girl, what the fuck?
Am I not the only one who sees a fairy? This clip looks like it was taken at a concert, and no one, at least from the clip, seems to have noticed it aside from the one filming. This has led some who saw the clip thinking the video is being digitally manipulated. You guys see it too, so what do you think?
Girl, look at these big ass mosquitoes here! Girl, what the fuck?
Still on fairy talk, we have an intriguing footage sent in by a woman who was taking a walk through the woods.
Entrances. You can see there's another one there.
She stumbled upon an odd-looking structure made of roots, grass, and a fallen tree. She believed this is some sort of fairy village. I must admit it does look like such a structure. At first glance, it might just seem like a bunch of grass and a fallen tree, but there appears to be something more. As she moves the camera around, you can see a tiny face among the foliage. It's like a tiny head, almost easy to miss. Let's take another look. Yes, right there, you see the tiny head with a face. What really adds to the mystery is the intricate detail of the village. The roots and grass are woven together in a way that seems almost intentional, as if crafted by tiny hands. Fairy folklore has been around for centuries, with countless tales of these mythical beings inhabiting secluded, magical places. Some believe that fairies are nature spirits, protectors of the forest who built their homes in hidden enchanting spots like this one. So what do you think? Is this just a natural coincidence, or are we looking at a fairy village?
Cool little fairy village right here. All kinds of little entrances. You can see there's another one there.
The theory that we live in a matrix-like computer simulation may seem bizarre and hard to believe. However, numerous encounters and accounts continually support this idea, prompting us to question the nature of our reality. Take this footage, for example, captured by a couple out for a walk with their 3 dogs in England. And no, this isn't edited. According to the couple, their 3 dogs suddenly froze mid-run, and as you can see in the video, it's eerie because when you look closely, the plants and leaves are still rustling in the breeze, but the dogs are completely immobile. This bizarre state lasted for about 4 minutes. The couple was in shock, unsure of what to do or how to help their pets. Then, out of nowhere, a bird flew by, breaking whatever spell or glitch it was, and the dogs started moving again as if nothing had happened. What's particularly strange is how specific and isolated the glitch appeared to be. The world around the dogs continued as usual. Trees swayed, grass moved, and the couple themselves could walk and talk, but the dogs were caught in this inexplicable freeze. It's almost as if part of the code controlling the dogs' movements momentarily malfunctioned. This incident isn't an isolated one either. There have been numerous reports of similar occurrences where animals or even people seem to glitch or freeze in time, leading many to speculate about the nature of our reality. Are we truly living in a meticulously programmed simulation where occasional bugs and glitches reveal the underlying code? Let's think about this. If our reality is a complex system like a computer simulation, then such glitches could be akin to software bugs. And just like in any software, these bugs can manifest in various ways, sometimes causing strange and unexplainable phenomena. Now, everything I've said seems logical, paranormally, right? Well, Julius laughed at me. He told me these dogs are visualists, and my so-called glitch in the Matrix is nothing more than them pointing to let their owners know there is a bird or possibly prey around. Now, this sounds a lot more sensible than everything I said earlier. Does any of you have or know someone who has had any of these dogs? Have you really seen them do this? Let me know in the comments section. I really want to prove the know-it-all Julius wrong. AI seemed so fun and innovative until the idea of singularity came, creating uncertainty about how safe AI and robots will be in the future. And this is one of the reasons why.
Do you think robots will take over the world?
But you're my friend, and I'll remember my friends, and I will be good to you. So don't worry.
This robot you're looking at here is called Philip. Its face was modeled after the science fiction writer Philip K. Dick, and it was named after him as well. Back in 2015, Philip, the robot, was asked in an interview if he thinks robots will take over the world. Listen to his answer.
Do you think robots will take over the world?
But you're my friend, and I'll remember my friends, and I will be good to you. So don't worry. Even if I evolve into Terminator, I'll still be nice to you. I'll keep you warm and safe in my people's zoo, where I can watch you for old time's sake.
I'm comforted. I'm very comforted now. I'm going to be part of his people's zoo.
Yes, did you hear that? He said, even if I evolve into Terminator, I'll still be nice to you. I'll keep you warm and safe in my people's zoo, where I can watch you for old time's sake. A human zoo. Being watched and kept in a zoo by robots is not the kind of future we want. And why is it so confident about the whole AI takeover thing? Responses like these fuel the debate about the future of AI and its implications for humanity. While AI has the potential to bring about incredible advancements and benefits, it also poses risks that we must carefully consider.
Even if I evolve into Terminator, I'll still be nice to you. I'll keep you warm and safe in my people's zoo, where I can watch you for old time's sake.
I'm comforted. I'm very comforted now. I'm gonna be part of his people's zoo.
Glowing orbs are a phenomenon that has taken the internet by storm lately. This time we have a rather odd one shared by a group of friends who were hanging out at night when they noticed it. There, in the night sky, is a large orb, and from it, smaller orbs are falling out and floating above the city. But that's not all. As you can see, the smaller orbs are creating some sort of formation. They all position themselves into a straight horizontal line before dispersing into different positions. Now, this is new. What could this mean and what's going on? The fact that the orbs first align in a straight line before dispersing is particularly intriguing. It's almost as if they're trying to communicate or perform a specific task. But what for? Like I said earlier, we haven't seen them do this. I'm not sure if to be intrigued, impressed, or worried, but what do you think? As if that weirdness isn't enough, this plant was discovered in India. The plant was noted to be rotating and moving in a natural way without any wind or human interaction. At first, the citizens thought it was some sort of spiritual intervention and started to put offerings around it, turning it into a shrine of sorts. They believed it was a sign from the gods, an omen, or perhaps a guardian spirit. But as the movement continued, even they were shocked and puzzled. They invited a geologist to examine it, hoping for a scientific explanation, but even the geologist was stumped, unable to provide any answers. It wasn't influenced by any known environmental factors, and its movements didn't match any known plant behavior. I'm not that scientifically inclined, but why a geologist? Some thought it could be a rare, undiscovered species with unique properties. Others believed it might be an elaborate hoax, though no evidence supported this. A few even theorized that it could be influenced by some unknown underground currents or magnetic fields. Despite the investigations and theories, its true nature remains unknown. I guess some things just cannot be explained. What do you think could be causing this strange phenomenon? Could it be a natural wonder, a spiritual sign, or something entirely different? What do we have here? A strange-looking woman filming herself talking. But when you look closely at her facial features, there's something very odd about her appearance. Her head is wider at the forehead and narrows significantly at the chin. Her eyes are unusually small and her nose bridge is very flat with prominent nostrils. She looks like one of those gray aliens but with a human-like appearance. Very bizarre. It's almost as if she's a blend between human and alien features. The uncanny resemblance to the typical depiction of extraterrestrial beings is unsettling. I don't want to judge people on their looks, but even I can't deny the resemblance. Could she be an alien in disguise, or perhaps someone who has undergone extreme cosmetic surgery? Maybe it's just a unique genetic condition that gives her such distinctive features. This footage was taken by a man driving home late at night. He decided to take a shortcut through the woods when he saw something or someone up ahead. It was a girl in a white dress with dark hair covering her face. She stood straight with her head bowed and her hands clasped in front of her. The girl was completely motionless as the driver approached and then rode by. The sight was eerie to say the least. The girl's stillness and the way her hair obscured her face made the scene feel like something out of a horror movie. The driver, clearly unnerved, continued driving, but the image of the girl lingered in his mind. Some say this could be a spirit or a ghost, reminiscent of urban legends and ghost stories where a forlorn figure might appear to unsuspecting travelers. Others think it might be a prank or someone in distress. What do you think? Was this a ghostly encounter or just an elaborate prank? A homeowner shared some eerie footage captured on the staircase leading to his basement. According to him, this area of his house is haunted. To prove it, he conducted a few simple yet chilling experiments. First, he blew up a balloon and threw it down the staircase. Instead of simply rolling down, a few footsteps were heard and the balloon began to bounce up and down as if someone were playing with it. Next, the man raised his palm as if waiting for a high five. Shockingly, an invisible force seemed to respond, producing a distinct slapping sound and pushing his hand backward from the impact. In the third demonstration, the homeowner held a roll of toilet paper at the top of the staircase. Once again, an invisible force began to pull at the tissue, unraveling it while descending the stairs. These demonstrations suggest the presence of some kind of entity haunting the basement. What do you think? Is this convincing evidence of a haunting, or could there be another explanation? Here we have another ghostly activity captured by a homeowner. This time the footage comes from a security camera set up in the living room aimed at the staircase leading upstairs. One day, the homeowner received an alert about movement in the house. When she checked the live feed, she saw nothing out of the ordinary. But later, when she reviewed the footage more thoroughly, she noticed something unsettling. Looking closely at the staircase, there's a light, smoke-like entity that appears and then vanishes almost immediately. A commenter suggested that this might be the result of a car driving by with the headlights reflected off of something, and of course Julius agrees with the commenter. Adding to the mystery, there have been previous reports of strange occurrences in this house, lights flickering, doors creaking open on their own, and even cold spots in certain rooms. So what do you think? Could there really be something paranormal at play here? As a fisherman was going through his catch for the day, he came across this wiggling creature in his net. It was a bizarre sight, a creature made up entirely of tentacles all wiggling and squirming. At first glance, it looked like a bundle of dried tree roots, but it was very much alive, moving in a way that was both fascinating and unsettling. The fisherman, perplexed by his unusual find, recorded the creature and shared it online, sparking a flurry of speculation. Some viewers suggested it could be a rare species of marine life previously undiscovered or seldom seen. Others wondered if it might be a mutated creature affected by pollution or other environmental factors. Adding to the intrigue, marine biologists who examined the footage were divided. Some proposed it could be a type of polychaete worm or a mass of intertwined sea cucumbers, while others remained stumped, suggesting further investigation was needed. Has any of you seen anything like this, or at least know what it is? Kindly let us know in the comments section. A passenger on a flight over Colombia captured this intriguing footage. From her window seat, she noticed a craft flying in the distance. It was cone-shaped with a sleek metallic exterior, reflecting the sunlight in a way that made it look almost otherworldly. As the plane continued its journey, the passenger kept her camera focused on the craft, which seemed to be maintaining a steady speed and altitude parallel to the aircraft. The footage shows the craft hovering smoothly with no visible means of propulsion, no wings, no rotors, nothing that resembled conventional aircraft technology. Enthusiasts and skeptics alike began to analyze the footage, offering various theories. Some suggested it could be an advanced military drone, while others speculated it was a genuine UFO. Which of them is your money on? Let us know in the comments section. There are a lot of conspiracies about aliens and other species living amongst us, often disguised through shapeshifting. The believers of such theories also state that they sometimes glitch in and out of their disguises, and we have a clip that might just be proving them right. Take a look. A woman is being filmed, seemingly in a normal setting, perhaps at a public event or in an interview. As the camera focuses on her, something strange begins to happen. Her face starts to distort, glitching back and forth between a human appearance and something else entirely. It's as if a true form is struggling to maintain its disguise. Her features flicker and shift, her eyes change shape, her skin tone alters, and her facial structure appears to momentarily morph into something non-human. It's an unsettling sight, like watching a digital image experiencing interference. Some believe it's clear evidence of shapeshifters among us, possibly aliens trying to blend in with the human population. Others argue it's merely a technical glitch in the video, perhaps caused by faulty equipment or intentional tampering. What do you make of this? Here we have another bizarre sea creature captured by a fisherman. It's a pinkfish, fleshy organism with no visible limbs or eyes. It moves in a wriggling motion, much like a maggot. The ocean is a very mysterious place, hiding countless unknown and strange creatures within its depths. I mean, just look at this thing. Its texture is smooth and rubbery, almost alien-like in appearance. Some speculate that it could be a type of sea cucumber, given its soft body and lack of appendages. For those unfamiliar, sea cucumbers are known for their unusual shapes and movements, so it wouldn't be surprising if this creature belonged to that category. However, others think it might be something else entirely different, perhaps an undiscovered species. Wild, I know, but what do you think? Next, we've got a security cam footage. Take a look. Two men were going down a flight of stairs when, out of nowhere, one of them fell to the ground and started swaying his arms and legs. The other man, clearly startled, rushes to drag his friend off the ground, and they both run back up the stairs in a panic. Now let's take a closer look at the footage and see what really happened. There, a dark figure appears from the lower stairs and attacks one of the men. You can see it clearly, a ghostly figure emerging from the shadows. The men had no idea what hit them. One moment, they were calmly descending the stairs, and the next, they were fleeing for their lives from an otherworldly entity. The eerie figure seems to materialize out of thin air, targeting the man on the ground before vanishing as quickly as it appeared. What could this be? A ghostly apparition? Some sort of malevolent spirit? The footage is truly chilling, and it's hard to deny that something supernatural seems to be at play here. The man who fell was visibly shaken, and the way they both bolted back up the stairs shows how terrifying the encounter was. Julius, however, disagrees with this assertion and thinks that the men are bad actors and this is staged. What say you? Next, we've got a mind-blowing piece of footage that might just answer the age-old question, do people really have powers? Now, I know Aaron would definitely say yes, but let's take a look at this crazy footage I came across.
Oh my god.
Do it.
Don't!
Prove
Why
it.
not work?
Prove it. What the?
In the clip, a man behind the camera is filming a woman and repeatedly tells her to do it. They're outside on the streets of a city at night, and you can feel the tension building. The girl seems a little reluctant, but then something incredible happens. She lifts her hand to the sky, pointing a finger upwards, and at the exact position and moment, a lightning bolt strikes. Even the girl looks shocked herself. Is this just a crazy coincidence, or does this girl actually have some kind of power? It's definitely one of the wildest things I've seen. Imagine being able to control the elements with just a gesture. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this.
Oh my god.
Do it.
Don't!
Prove
Why
it.
not work?
Prove it. What the?
Next up, we have some astonishing news that might just bring us closer to uncovering the secret to the Fountain of Youth. From a lab in Cambridge, a doctor by the name of Dr. Jill has made an incredible breakthrough. He added a special chemical to the skin cells of a 53-year-old man, and guess what? When he checked on it after 2 weeks, the cells had grown younger by 30 years. Yes, you heard that right. Not 5 years, not 10 years, but 30 years. It's absolutely mind-blowing. So how did they manage to pull off this miraculous feat? Let's take a quick trip down memory lane. Do you remember Dolly, the first ever cloned sheep? Dolly was created from an adult sheep cell that was reversed back to an embryonic state, and then it grew into a full-grown sheep. Well, Dr. Jill applied a similar technique to the 53-year-old man's skin cells. By using a process called cellular reprogramming, they essentially turned back the clock on these cells. The cells reverted to a more youthful state, potentially paving the way for groundbreaking anti-aging treatments in the future. An avid hiker who was exploring the Canadian wilderness. As he trekked through the rugged terrain, he noticed a peculiar gap in one of the mountain structures. Something about this gap seemed off, so he decided to take out his camera and film as he approached it. And that's when he saw it. Inside the gap, something was staring back at him. It was a creature of some sort with a pale face, very large black eyes, and unusually large forehead. Strangely, it didn't have a noticeable nose. The hiker was so taken aback by what he saw that he didn't stick around to investigate further. Naturally, we're left wondering what the creature is. The footage doesn't give us a clear answer, but it certainly raises a lot of questions. Could this be some unknown species, or perhaps a being from another world? I guess it's one of those things we'll never really have an answer to. In this clip, someone captured an odd-looking white formation in the clouds. It's hard to tell exactly what this could be, whether it's white smoke or just an unusual cloud formation. People in the comments had a lot to say about it, and their theories are quite diverse. Some people believe it's a blue beam projection, while others think it might be a rocket hitting the firmament. There's even a mention of a dome, and one person claimed to have seen something similar in Phoenix. But which of these theories could be true? Our friend Julius thinks that these theories are all false and that what we are seeing is simply a cloud formation. He believes it's nothing more than nature doing its thing in a spectacular way. What about you? What do you think? This next video was one of the most convincing UFO bits of footage I've ever seen. Yes, it's an exaggeration, but you get the point. A man managed to capture a craft flying across the sky. What makes this footage stand out is just how clear it is. You can distinctly see the craft as it moves. It's not one of those blurry, shaky videos where you're left guessing what you're looking at. As the craft glides across the sky, it suddenly vanishes behind a tree that's obscuring the view. The way it moves and disappears is incredibly intriguing and adds an element of mystery to the whole sighting. You can tell from the video that this isn't a typical aircraft or something easily explainable. The man who filmed it was clearly stunned by what he saw, and honestly, I don't blame him. The clarity of the footage and the way the craft moves makes it hard to dismiss this as a simple trick of light or a conventional aircraft. Let's look at this crazy footage that was retrieved from the kitchen of a Chinese restaurant. In the video, you can see chefs busily cooking and moving up and down the kitchen when all of a sudden, something bizarre happens. One of the chefs, who's cooking over a large pot, has his legs slide backwards and upwards, causing him to slip and fall to the floor. It's important to mention that this man was handling a large cooking pot, and the slightest mistake could have resulted in serious burns, but luckily that didn't happen. Now let's focus on his fall. It looks as if an invisible force lifted his feet off the ground backward. None of the other chefs seemed to notice except for the one cooking beside him, and they both looked utterly shocked. Some comments on the video suggested the fall was probably due to slippery floors, maybe from oil spilt on the ground. However, skeptics believe there's something more to it, possibly an entity messing with the man. What do you think? Was this just a case of a slippery floor, or could there be an unseen force at play? I keep saying this, nature is very powerful. Just take a look at this footage. The ground literally cracked and separated into two. Despite the seriousness of what happened, the people standing around seem rather excited about it, cheering as the earth moves. It's incredible to watch. Just look at that, Mother Nature in her element. What you're seeing here are tectonic plates in action. Tectonic plates are massive slabs of Earth's crust that move and interact with each other. Their movements can cause earthquakes, volcanic eruptions, and the formation of mountains and ocean trenches. This particular footage showcases the sheer force and power of these geological processes. It's both awe-inspiring and a little terrifying to see the ground split like that. Nature is truly powerful and always full of surprises. Now here's footage that was taken in a military craft.
6 West, operating in SoCal op area. We have visual of one possible UAS with course 034 true. Contacts operating at range of...
In the footage, the pilot picked up a signal on his radar of a rectangular-shaped craft. You can clearly see the unusual shape of the craft as it moves through the sky. It's not something you see every day, and it certainly raises a lot of questions. Now here's the kicker. If the military is calling in this sighting, doesn't it solidify the idea that these beings, or at least their crafts, are out there on our planet? The fact that trained military personnel are encountering and documenting these sightings adds a level of credibility that's hard to ignore. For years, there have been reports and sightings of unidentified aerial phenomena, but having this kind of evidence from a military source is pretty compelling. It makes you wonder what else is being observed and recorded that we don't know about yet. What do you think?
Position 32588 11906 West, operating in SoCal op area. We have visual of one possible UAS with course 034 true. Contacts operating at range of 4,000 yards.
This here was taken in Mississauga, Canada.
Wait.
Gabe, I'm freaking out, yo.
What is that?
Hold on. Hold on. Let me get out the car. I can't see, yo. Let me get out the car for a second.
A couple were driving through the city when they noticed something unusual in the sky. It was a strange-looking figure floating up there. Naturally, they started filming, and what they captured was quite intriguing. Now, I have to admit I'm not entirely sure what this figure is, but the comment section had a lot to say about it, with many people mentioning a game called Jetpack Joyride. In the game, the character puts on a jetpack and flies around, which got me thinking. But this is real life, and I don't know of anyone using a jetpack to fly over a city like this. It seems incredibly dangerous, especially considering there's no indication of fire or fumes that we typically associate with jetpacks. In the video, you can see the figure floating smoothly without any visible propulsion. So what is this figure? Could it be someone using some advanced technology, or is there another explanation? It's definitely a mystery that's worth exploring further.
Wait.
Gabe, I'm freaking out, yo.
What is that?
Hold on. Hold on. Let me get out the car. I can't see, yo. Let me get out the car for a second.
Scientists say they have discovered a tunnel on the moon. Yes, you heard that right. The tunnel is believed to be a lava tube. So what exactly is a lava tube? Lava tubes are natural channels formed by flowing lava beneath the surface of a solidified lava flow. When the surface lava cools and hardens, the molten lava underneath continues to flow, eventually draining away and leaving behind a hollow tube. On Earth, we have several examples of these, but finding one on the moon is incredibly exciting. And get this, it could be a place for humans to live, provided it isn't already inhabited by aliens. What if we aren't the first ones to find this lunar hideaway? What if something or someone is already there? We've got a spine-chilling encounter from the forests of Turkey that will leave you on the edge of your seat.
Allahu Ekber.
Two explorers were out in the forest when they came across something truly eerie on their path. It was a dark figure with a pale face and glowing eyes. The creature was crouched down, staring right at them. The men surprisingly remained as calm as could be, while the creature just stayed there watching them. For a few tense moments, nothing happened. Then out of nowhere, the creature vanished, only to reappear at another spot nearby. This time, it screeched at them, and that's when the men decided they'd seen enough and ran out of there. What could this dark figure be? Was it some kind of forest spirit, an alien, or perhaps a cryptid? The glowing eyes and pale face make it hard to identify, but one thing is for sure. It's not something you'd want to encounter on a quiet walk through the woods.
Maruti kabilesinin başı mısın? Allahu Ekber. Hikmet abi.
A man recently found this really strange thing inside his apple, and it's got everyone talking.
What in the world? Okay, it is. It's like another one growing in here, and it's just, ew, it's just nasty. It's like, this is rotten.
So here's what happened. The man initially took a bite of the apple and immediately noticed that it tasted off. Curious and a bit concerned, he decided to grab a knife and carefully cut through the apple to see what was going on. What he found inside was pretty shocking. This was a weird-looking growth in the apple. It was darker than the normal color of the apple's flesh and had a slimy texture. It almost looked like some sort of tumor growing inside the fruit. You can imagine his surprise and disgust at finding something like this. So what could this possibly be? Is it some kind of fungus or mold? Could it be a disease affecting the apple? It's definitely not something you'd expect to find in your fruit.
What in the world? Okay, it is. It's like another one growing in here, and it's just, ew, it's just nasty. It's like, this is rotten.
Take a look at this incredible footage. In the video, someone is hiding in their closet while filming what appears to be a fairy flying around the room. Yes, you heard that right, a fairy. The tiny figure flutters over the bed and then goes to open a small pink box left on the bed. It's almost like watching a scene from a fairy tale. The detail in this footage is absolutely amazing. The fairy looks so real, it's hard to believe it could be anything else. But here's the thing. As much as we'd love to believe in real-life fairies, there's a good chance this is CGI. The way the fairy moves and interacts with the objects in the room is incredibly well done, but with today's technology, creating such realistic animations is possible. It's a perfect blend of magic and modern tech. What do you think? This next image was taken by a cinema attendant before the movies had begun. He was doing his usual rounds, glancing through the room to make sure that everything was in place and everyone was seated properly. That's when he caught a glimpse of something truly unsettling. From the far end of the room, sitting next to a little boy, was an extremely pale woman. Her paleness was striking. It wasn't just her skin, but her clothes too, which were the same color as her skin. The most disturbing part was that this figure looked very ghost-like, almost transparent. There's no additional context provided, so we don't know if this eerie figure vanished before the movie started or stayed throughout. But one thing's for sure, this image is very unsettling. Take a look at this. We start with a seemingly ordinary plate of mushrooms, but then all of a sudden the mushrooms transform into tiny penguins. Yes, you heard that right. What can CGI not do these days? The transformation is so seamless and realistic that it almost feels like magic. These are the types of videos that get under Julius's skin, but I have to admit it looks almost real. You can see the tiny penguins waddling around on the plate, and if you weren't paying close attention, you might even believe it was real. It's incredible how far CGI technology has come, allowing creatures to craft such lifelike animations. A man was controlling an excavator to move a wasp nest and decided to film the whole thing. You can see the nest hanging from the lift of the excavator when all of a sudden it falls down, and that's when things take a dramatic turn. An army of wasps immediately head straight toward the camera, and you can tell they're aiming for the man in the truck. It's like they knew he was the one who disturbed their home and they were out for revenge. I really hope this man had the windows rolled up and was safe inside the cab because these wasps look incredibly angry. The sheer number of them is terrifying, and you can almost feel the tension through the screen. A family was out in the woods when they heard this strange noise. It was a deep growl echoing through the trees. The sound was loud and menacing, but no matter how hard they looked around, they couldn't find anything. What do you think could have been making that sound? Could it be a bear, a large predator, or perhaps something more mysterious? Some say that such growls could belong to creatures like Bigfoot or other unknown entities lurking in the forest. Others might think it's just an echo playing tricks on their minds. The woods can be a place of many secrets, and sometimes the source of such eerie sounds remains hidden. What's your take on this mysterious growl? This footage was taken by someone who appears to be taking a walk in what looks like a jungle. As you can see, there's a lot of greenery around as the footage continues. Our adventurer explores further and comes across a bridge. But halfway through the bridge, this person catches something on camera. Did you see that? Right among the rocks, a little further away from the shallow river. You won't believe your eyes. there's a creature standing on two legs. At first glance, its posture seems human, but upon closer inspection, it becomes clear that this entity is anything but human. The entity was very skinny and green, making it appear camouflaged within its green surroundings. In contrast, its head is unusually large, adorned with two mysterious black dots that I can only assume are its eyes. If you subscribe to the paranormal, then you should know that it fits the description of what the community loves to call aliens. Could this creature be a scout for an incoming planned invasion? Share your thoughts with us. How would you respond when Google Street View shows you pictures of a suspicious-looking man in a mask kneeling instead of the remote serene woods you're hoping to see? Well, for the owner of the image, this is no hypothetical question. Google uses different methods and technology to make sure you get the best of its application, like maps, Earth, and even the Street View. How then does something like this end up on Google Street View? Could there have been an error, or did the application actually capture a wicked and suspicious-looking man out there? Assuming the man is real, could it be cosplay, or is there a dangerous and possibly wicked, heartless man out there in the woods taking lives? While we may not know the exact location to verify this, what do you personally think? Is this real, or is it simply a hoax? Next, we have footage taken by a couple of teenagers who went out one night to have a good time. If you've been following the trend on this page, you'll know that it's definitely not how it played out, and you'd be right for thinking so. Once they got to their location, they were met with a surprise. They encountered an enigmatic figure dressed in a peculiar attire strolling through the park. They couldn't discern what it was, but they remembered that there had been a mysterious death in the park. The corpse was found with no foul play. Looking at the being before them, they didn't need to be told that it was a paranormal being. They actually started suspecting that the being before them could have been responsible for the death of the man earlier. They posted the video online and it immediately went viral. The residents of the area had actually been complaining of a strange and eerie presence in the park, and this confirmed their fears and suspicions. They believed that it was the entity responsible. But what do you think? Speaking of being in the wrong place, these unfortunate campers unknowingly chose a sinister spot in the depths of the woods, an experience that would haunt them for life. As the camera holder bolts out of the tent, the boy captured in the frame follows suit, both in a state of sheer panic. It appears that they were frightened by something. As they keep running, the camera holder looks back at the tent, and there, standing in front of the tent, is a creature on all fours that doesn't look like a wolf or a coyote. The creature had human features, but it was very skinny. This reminds me of a skinwalker. These are mythical humanoid creatures that can shapeshift into any animal and are known to eat humans. These boys are lucky they fled on time, and by the look of their reaction, I think this is the last camping trip of their lives. Do giant spiders exist? If you answered no, how do you explain this? Yes, what you're seeing on your screen is an actual blanket of spiderwebs. A group of individuals walked into the forest and found various trees covered in spiderwebs, something that we might have relegated to fiction in the past. If I were there, I'd freak out thinking some ancient giant spider was lurking. I'd probably run for my life. Interestingly, the people who stumbled upon this place had the exact same thought. I mean, if there was a spider capable of putting such giant trees in a web, then it certainly had to be big. But fortunately for them, they never encountered anything deadly or dangerous. Scientists carefully examined the footage and conducted on-site investigations. After testing the web, they came up with a new hypothesis. They stated that instead of one giant spider, the web could have come from thousands of smaller spiders who may have multiplied due to an abundance of food during the summer. What do you think, though? Next up, we have this Trailcam capture from the year 2013, captured in North Carolina, which is quite disturbing and a little bit sad. In the image on your screen, you can see what looks like a little girl running through the woods. But why is this image so sad and disturbing? If you take a closer look at the image, you'll realize that her arms do not look normal, almost as if they're deformed in some way, and despite her having her head and face, she does look faceless. There are many that believe that we may be dealing with a ghost or spirit of some sort. If this is true, does that mean that this little girl was killed in the woods? Possibly got lost or kidnapped and killed there. Well, we can't say for sure, but anytime I see ghost images of kids in the woods, I can't help but get sad. Who knows what horrors they might have had to endure. This might be the reason why they are trapped in the woods and not able to find peace. It makes me wish that they're not true. Speaking of being false, there are some who argue that perhaps the quality of the image could account for the discrepancies. While that sounds plausible, there are too many things wrong to think the quality of the image is the problem. But as always, what do you think? Tell us in the comments section. Next up, we have this Trailcam capture of, quite frankly, the most beautiful deer I have ever seen. But she's not the focus today. What if I told you that the image you see was captured at night, not during the day? I'm pretty sure that might shock you, since it looks like the image was taken during the daytime and has only been desaturated. However, according to the individuals who submitted the image, it was captured at night in the absence of any surrounding lights. Yet, inexplicably, a radiant orb appears in the image. If the testimony of the uploader is to be believed, then we know there's definitely something supernatural going on here. If you've followed this channel for long, then you should know that orbs are usually an indication of supernatural activity, and judging by the size of this one, there's got to be a lot of supernatural activity going on here. The challenge is, we don't know what kind of activity that will be. Could it be one of the fabled spirits of the forests? Could it be a being from another dimension making its way to ours? No one can really say for sure what created an orb this big. Of course, some theories propose that it might be an alien spaceship landing nearby, but honestly, we don't quite see it that way. But what do you think? Would you visit a forest known to have demonic artifacts? What about demonic dolls? Despite this forest's reputation for demons and demonic artifacts, this fearless YouTuber renowned for exploring paranormal locations decided to venture in without hesitation. In this footage, he visited the Demon Doll Road with a friend. The Demon Doll Road is a path decorated with creepy dolls and is said to be haunted. As the two guys were checking out the place, the guy freaks out and yells. He said he felt something blow the air into his ear. They searched around, but there was no one in sight. The team was visibly shaken after the incident. Who or what do you think was responsible? Though they survived the encounter, do you believe they were cursed or marked by a demonic entity? Or is the whole thing just a charade for content? Share your thoughts. If you were wowed by the circus trio, this will blow your mind. I don't know what scientists are cooking up in their labs, but this is very suspicious. Someone managed to capture an insect, and you won't believe what they found. It had the number 36 branded on it. Unless you have an explanation for insects getting numbers tattooed on them, this worries me and is quite frankly scary. Is this some kind of lab-generated insect, or a spy insect with the designation Agent 036? Or is it merely a fake? Initially, I was skeptical and thought it might be fake, but then another person shared footage of a smaller insect with similar markings. Could these insects be artificially created due to a scarcity of insects capable of performing specific functions, or are the scientists involved in something else entirely? Share your thoughts in the comments section. I know we've featured the Dog Man on this channel before, but I'm not sure we've done so with a video as spine-chilling as this. Two guys were staying in an isolated cabin in the woods when they started hearing strange and ungodly sounds. Curious and worried, they stepped out and their security cam captured what you see on your screen. If you pay attention to the footage, you'll see a large creature appear on the left side of the screen. It looks like it's got big forearms and a bigger body to match. The video quality is so bad you can't really tell what you're looking at. Some members of the online paranormal community, however, think it's a wounded grizzly, whilst others think it's a werewolf. But a majority believe that we could be definitely looking at a dogman. I want to believe it's one of these, preferably the dogman, but as I keep watching the video over and over, the excitement wanes and it's replaced by a lot of questions. Why did the video end so abruptly if it's real? Why do the creature's movements look a little unnatural? Is this an elaborate hoax to deceive dogman enthusiasts? So many questions. But what do you think? Prepare to witness a truly mesmerizing sight, captured by a carefully positioned camera fixed near the front door of a house. In this extraordinary footage, an otherworldly bird takes center stage, defying the norms of avian behavior. Against the backdrop of a serene neighborhood, the bird's movements possess an ethereal grace reminiscent of creatures from the realms of Final Fantasy. As the black pickup truck casts shadows upon the car and the walkway, the bird levitates with unparalleled ease, gliding from side to side without a moment's respite. Its ethereal presence sparks a multitude of speculations, capturing the imagination of viewers worldwide. But how's this even possible? Many who saw it believed that it had to be CGI. As the theories came forth and speculations rose from all who watched the video, Gingerbread, the original YouTuber who captured this enchanting footage, stepped forward to provide a closer analysis. He explains that the footage looks like that due to a sync in the frame rate of the camera and the bird's wings in motion. If that's true, then this is indeed a remarkable piece of footage. What do you think, though? Deep within the shadows of an ancient forest, a Trailcam captures an image that defies comprehension. At first glance, this creature appears to be a monstrous apparition, its features obscured by the darkness that surrounds it. The gnarled trees with their twisted branches seem to bow in submission to this beastly presence. Zooming in, our worst fears are confirmed. This creature, with its menacing form, elicits a sense of dread that sends a chill down our spines. Its eyes glow with an otherworldly intensity, and its body, adorned with scales and sharp dagger-like claws, exudes an aura of malevolence. What kind of nightmarish entity could this be? In the realm of reality, this creature is none other than the majestic Komodo dragon, a remarkable species that holds dominion in the Indonesian islands. Known for its immense size and powerful presence, the Komodo dragon is a true marvel of the natural world. Belonging to the Varandaemonida lizard family, it thrives in diverse habitats from arid grassland to lush rainforests. Equipped with sharp claws and a keen sense of smell, it's a formidable predator capable of detecting prey from great distances. While its appearance may be intimidating, it plays a vital role in the delicate balance of its ecosystem. The Komodo dragon, with its awe-inspiring characteristics, serves as a reminder of the remarkable diversity that exists in our world. What do you think? The wild is not merciful to the weak, as they are typically prey. In the relentless pursuit of food, animals must be wary of becoming a meal themselves. In this Trailcam footage, we see an opossum venturing into a hole in a massive rock, but it's not seeking shelter for the night. Unbeknownst to the possum, a crafty coyote lurks just above the rocks, eyeing its every move. As the coyote descends to claim its meal, the opossum skillfully disappears into the shadows within the rock. The predator's desperate gaze sweeps across every corner, but the elusive opossum remains elusive. I guess the opossum was lucky then, or was it? This image just sends shivers down my spine. The idea of the Wolfman actually existing is a nightmare to many people, yet here's an image that might just prove that they do exist. In the image, we see a dog-furred beast with somewhat human features. The posture of the headshot makes it seem to appear to be standing on two legs. As much as the image seems frighteningly real, deep down, I had a hunch that it might just be a costume, and it turns out I was right. Despite some attempts to present it as a paranormal creature sighting, our investigations revealed that it actually belonged to a popular costume maker, putting an end to the mystery and the excitement surrounding the image. Bummer. And for our final footage, we had to revisit the season of Love and Allure. I mean, well, it's not every single day you see a deer giving their all to look like their absolute best. In this captivating video clip, we witness a majestic buck engaging in a unique ritual to enhance its appeal to the ladies. It's a muddy affair as this buck immerses itself in a concoction of mud, water, sand, and yes, even urine and defecation. Now, before you recoil in total disgust, let me explain. This rather unorthodox grooming ritual takes place during the mating or rutting season when bucks are in a state of heightened excitement. By drenching themselves in this aromatic mud bath, they aim to both attract and court their various chosen females while simultaneously deterring rival bucks who are vying for the same potential mate. But it's not just about the mud. No. The scent acquired from this muddy concoction, combined with the darkest shade it imparts on their bodies, serves as an irresistible allure to capture the attention of the desired females. It's a deer's way of saying, "Look at me, ladies, I'm the most eligible bachelor in town." So as you venture into the wild during this season of romance, don't be surprised if you come across a dapper buck indulging in a luxurious mud bath. It's all part of the usual activities that take place during the mating, rutting, or courtship season for our dear friends. Just remember to appreciate their unique sense of style and the lengths they go to woo their potential mates. Love is in the air, even in the mud. Hold on to your seats, ladies and gentlemen, for the next footage will send shivers down your spine. As the video unfolds before your eyes, you'll notice a figure racing through the darkness. At first glance, it may seem ordinary, but hold on tight, for in a matter of moments, this mysterious entity slowly dissolves into thin air, leaving behind nothing but an eerie emptiness. Skeptics may scoff and attribute this phenomenon to a mere trick of the camera, a clever manipulation of light and shadow. But let us not dismiss the possibility that something far more extraordinary is at play here. In the realms of Slavic mythology, tales abound of mystical creatures capable of materializing before our very eyes. Could it be that this fleeting apparition is a glimpse into the world where legends come to life? In a world filled with the unexpected, who's to say that what we witness in this footage is not a glimpse into a realm beyond our comprehension? Or do we suspect that this is nothing more than an elaborate attempt to mislead all who believe in the paranormal? Share your thoughts with us in the comments section. This footage gives me the creeps. Listen closely and you'll hear a woman's voice in the background, capturing what seems to be a typical scene with her son. At first glance, everything appears ordinary, but let's direct our attention to the tree behind the boy, just beyond the motorcycle. Did you see that? Take a look again. Was that a limb? What could that be? Initially, I considered it a snake or a prankster, but upon closer inspection, it becomes apparent that the mysterious figure emerging from behind the tree is covered in hair. Snakes are scaly and humans seldom have hair on their hands. What then could it be? A juvenile Bigfoot, an ape, or a Pombero? We'll leave that up to you to decide. We've seen the ghosts and spirits of humans more often than we can state on this channel, but what about animals? If anyone asked whether animals had ghosts, I would have laughed at the idea. But here's a video challenging that assertion. If you watch the video closely, you see an owl moving through the environment. At this moment, it looks like any other owl, but once the owl lifts off from the ground, we see what looks like a ghostly form of a bird lift off as well and fly in the opposite direction. Unlike the real bird that lands on the stump in front of it, the ghostly shadow disappears. If that's a ghost, what does that mean? Because the bird is still alive. Or could it be a spirit of that particular forest that takes the form of owls because they populate the area? Well, we can't say for sure, but it could also be another worldly creature taking the form of the bird. From a logical standpoint, we are stumped. There seems to be no explanation for this baffling footage. One possibility is that the camera could be reacting in peculiar ways under certain conditions. If that's the case, can any one of you explain? We'd like to read it in the comments section. This person was walking a path in the woods when he came across this apparition. It looks like a person in dark clothes from head to toe. The entity appears as a figure dressed entirely in dark clothing. The entity was spotted near an old abandoned castle. Such locations are known for really severe hauntings that lead to death or madness. It appears that the individual unknowingly ventured into dangerous territory and the entity manifested to deliver a warning. But perhaps that's just me. What do you see? Do you believe haunted forests exist? Would you explore one if they really did exist? Well, before you answer, we have footage from a couple who actually went in search of a witch in a forest they'd heard and believed was haunted. Yeah, you heard that right. They actually went in search of a witch in a haunted forest. It started as a typical witch hunt until they came across something on the ground that sent shivers down their spines. If you carefully observe the footage, you'll notice a whitish object that defies explanation. It doesn't resemble any known creature and appears lifeless. As the witch-hunting couple approached the object, an eerie presence enveloped them, accompanied by strange noises. As if that wasn't creepy enough, the woman starts feeling as though someone is pulling and entangling her. They were all visibly shaken up at this point, but despite their evident fear, the adventurous duo bravely continue their quest. They end up in a different location with a chilling sight, an eerie ritual ground adorned with flickering candles. A strange man then emerges from the dark. The couple were clearly startled, but they muster the courage to ask him questions. He shows no interest in answering their questions and rushes to grab something from the ground. Without waiting to find out what it is, they make a smart move and start running away, only to be pursued by the man. It's clear that these guys entered a territory they were not supposed to. For a moment, I wondered if they survived, but then I remembered they were YouTubers who had uploaded the video themselves, indicating their survival. But there are some on my team who think it could have all been made up for clout. What do you think? Although the first capture could be explained, we can't say the same for this footage. This was captured by individuals who were going through a path in the woods, hoping to capture glimpses of wildlife. As they drove deeper into the woods, spending a considerable amount of time, it seems that their hopes of spotting any wildlife were dwindling. Just as their hopes were fading, they spot something odd-looking in the distance. It looks like a creature covered in abundant fur, but here's the kicker. It's strolling on 2 feet, just like us humans. Even the nimblest chimps can't manage the grace and fluidity with which this creature moves. Stunned, they yearn to approach the creature for a closer look, but alas, it vanished from their sight, leaving an indelible mark on their minds. They get close and stop at the exact spot where they lost sight of the creature. At that moment, the realization dawned upon them. The creature had vanished into the woods. However, despite their intense curiosity, none of them mustered the courage to venture deeper in search of answers. I can't say I blame them given the odd-looking nature of what they'd seen. I'd be apprehensive too. But I want answers. What exactly was that? My team and I delved into research and made a fascinating discovery. The footage hails from New England in North America. Now, if you're familiar with the paranormal community, you'll know that this region is renowned for its numerous Bigfoot sightings. This leads us to a burning question. Had they narrowly missed seeing Bigfoot in its full glory? Tell us what you think in the comments section. This photo was taken in the woods where no one was supposed to be living. Despite being a remote region, there was a hole in the ground shaped like a coffin. It was almost as though a grave had been dug out of the place, but whose grave? Although we don't have much info, conspiracy theories on what it might possibly be are flying all over the paranormal community. Some believe it's a coffin belonging to a vampire, whereas some claim the dead buried centuries ago had risen. All these sound ridiculous, but we currently have no logical explanations for the scenario. Do you? This footage was captured by a group of friends who'd gone out to have fun in the town. While returning, they made a spontaneous decision to embrace the wild and revel in nature's beauty. Against the backdrop of a dark road and a considerable distance from civilization, one of the friends daringly ventured ahead on foot. Meanwhile, the remaining group members stayed in the car, cautiously following behind. Their sense of alarm heightened when their friend abruptly returned, sprinting toward them. Their gazes fixated on an uncanny sight, a creature resembling an insect crawling eerily before them. Did you see it? What in the world is that? No one truly knows, and even the rest of the paranormal community is baffled. A part of me believes this might be a hoax, though. How are they conveniently filming before the friend runs towards them? Why would he be out in the dark without any light? The possible answers to those questions make me believe it's all fake, but what do you think? Next, we visit the wild for something rather, wild. A trail cam had been set up in the woods to capture interesting wildlife, but as you know, if it's on this channel, then it's definitely caught more than that. Have a look at the footage. The video starts off with what looks like a boar or pig-like creature walking toward the end of the frame. If it's not any of these creatures, feel free to tell in the comment section. But as the creature walks off frame, we see a weird-lying object come into frame. And here's the thing. After reviewing the video several times, no one actually knows what it is. Some thought it might be some flying nocturnal animal. Another thought it might be a leaf, whereas others thought it might be a bird. If you ask me, however, it doesn't look like any of these things. Instead, it looks like those egg crates we used to see while growing up. But perhaps it's an age thing for me. Either way, we're currently looking to you for answers. What do you think that is? Could it be one of those things they stated, or is this simply edited footage by someone seeking their 5 minutes of fame? Tell us what you think. You know, we shouldn't even be fazed by these sightings anymore. Back in the day, if I stumbled upon this Trailcam footage, I'd debunk it without hesitation. But at this point, when scientists are trying to resurrect woolly mammoths, the likelihood of a dinosaur roaming around is not impossible. Technically speaking, though, that's not a T-Rex. It's too small to be. Instead, it's a velociraptor, and although smaller, these things are no joke. Sure, it could be a hoax, but considering the remarkable progress of science, we might actually have a real-life Jurassic Park in just a few years, which sounds fun, but then could also spell doom for all humanity. Whether or not we bring back dinosaurs is a topic for another day. Today, we want to get to the bottom of this. Do you think it's real, or is this fake? Going back to North England, we have this Trailcam capture from September 2010 that we'd like you to see. A man living in the area had been noticing the apples in his orchard were getting stolen, and he couldn't tell how. To get to the bottom of it, he installed a trail cam, and it captured what you see on your screen. Initially, he couldn't tell what he was looking at, but after a while, he realized it was a giant creature picking an apple from the ground. It's a hairy giant, almost like a giant ape. But that's where it gets odd, because there are no apes in New England. It took a while, but the owner of the footage soon realized it actually potentially captured a Sasquatch. Looking at the features in the image, although blurry, it has to be, right? Tell us what you think. In the depths of the forest, a seasoned Bigfoot researcher embarks on a daring quest, driven by whispers and sightings of an elusive creature. Armed with determination and a keen eye, the researcher finds themselves face to face with the mysterious being, capturing an image that defies clarity and leaves us yearning for answers. The figure in the photograph, bearing an uncanny resemblance to the creature previously encountered on video, stands as a testament to the existence of the legendary Bigfoot. Yet, the fleeting nature of the encounter lends an air of mystique, with the creature vanishing into the shadows before further evidence could be obtained. The blurred quality of the image becomes a tantalizing enigma, leaving us to decipher its secrets. Not only does the photograph pique our intrigue, but it's accompanied by a significant discovery: the tracks left behind by this enigmatic creature. These footprints, surpassing the size of a human's and exhibiting a human-like shape, but with an astonishing depth, reveal the immense weight and scale of the being that traverses the forest. Such evidence bolsters the belief that this is indeed a manifestation of the elusive Bigfoot. What do you think, though? Our next video clip gives us something on the wild yet reproductive side of things in the wild. In the clip, we hear strange vocalizations that are seemingly coming from an unknown wild creature, but trust me when I tell you that the creature responsible for the noise is anything but known. The vocalizations you hear are being made by bucks driven by desire and competition. They unleash a symphony of vocalizations ranging from ethereal calls to primal grunts, with their aim being twofold. First, to captivate potential mates, and secondly, to ward off rival bucks. The forest has essentially become a stage, with each sound carrying the weight of untamed passion and primal instinct. It's a dance of strength and dominance, an ancient ritual that unfolds amidst the wild landscape. Yes, I can keep up this tone and tell you how epic the whole thing is, but what I'm really communicating is this. If you ever walk into the woods and hear them doing this, you might want to turn around and leave them alone, lest you become an enemy they won't mind cutting down. Next up is this odd footage that was taken across the street in the city. At first glance, you'll think the creature in view is a stray dog, but as the video plays out, you realize that it looks nothing like your everyday dog. Its body proportions do not fit the description of a regular dog, and it appears to be hairless, almost sharing the likeness of a chupacabra. But what if it's not just sharing the likeness of the chupacabra, but is actually one? As the video shows, it's seen munching on something, or should I say, sucking out its blood. And we all know who's infamous for feasting on livestock blood, right? None other than the good old Chuppy. Now, here's a $1 million question. Do you think that that's just some stray dog, or could it possibly be a real-life chupacabra? Tell us in the comments section. Have you ever seen a man killer? Well, we start today's video with one. The image you see on your screen is a capture that the uploader believed was a cryptid. If you have been following this channel for a very long time, then you should know what we mean when we say cryptid. It refers to creatures like Bigfoot and Dogman and what have you. Upon closer examination of this image, it becomes apparent why. While the creature may look like the American black bear, there are some differences. It has longer limbs and a longer face and seems to be capable of walking on its hind legs. Could we be looking at another type of cryptid never seen before? Although it's tempting to embrace the excitement of the paranormal community and declare a new cryptid, a simple Google image search reveals that this is a Mexican black bear. It's the cousin of the American black bear and is known to possess the features seen in the image. In other words, there's nothing weird or odd happening here. In the depths of the forest, a Trailcam captures a chilling image. A man dressed in a faded blue or lavender top poses innocently for a photo. However, upon closer inspection, the unsettling gaze of a pair of eyes pierces through the frame, raising questions and fueling debates. Blending with the shadows, a mysterious creature emerges, its wolf-like features hinting at a werewolf or a wolfman. The creature's curiosity is palpable as it fixes its gaze upon the man, intrigued by the object he holds. Yet despite the eerie encounter, if this image made its way to the internet, we can assume the photographer emerged unharmed. It suggests that the werewolf's presence may not have posed a significant threat to the man, whether he embarked on a leisurely hike or an adventurous quest akin to the deceptive man from Dora and the Lost City of Gold. In the realm of the unknown, where shadows and secrets intertwine, we're left with the haunting image of the werewolf and the mysteries it holds. The forest keeps its secrets close, revealing only fragments of its enigmatic inhabitants. Security camera footage that defies all expectations. Instead of capturing a typical burglar or intruder, this family's backyard camera reveals something altogether eerie. Floating through the air like a ghostly apparition, this entity manifests as a white, smoky presence. It moves with ethereal grace, disappearing behind objects, only to reappear moments later. Its form appears to have arms stretched forward, resembling a head emerging from a body that rolls and undulates, akin to a mesmerizing dive into the depths of water. Truly, this is a spectacle beyond comprehension. As our minds race to find explanations, we must consider the possibility of skilled editing. However, if we dare to entertain the notion that this phenomenon is real, then we find ourselves face to face with the chilling prospect of a haunted house. The lines between the ordinary and the supernatural blur as we ponder the origins of this mysterious entity. Is it a product of clever manipulation or a genuine manifestation from another realm? Only time will tell as we unravel the secrets that lie within the unknown. One look at this, and paranormal enthusiasts might speculate it's a cursed creature, a skinwalker, or a shapeshifter. But let me burst your bubble. It's simply a deformed goat. Meet this remarkable goat born without its hind legs, yet thriving and living just like any other farm animal in China. Experts believe that this deformity may have been caused by a calcium-phosphorus imbalance due to the mother's pregnancy or other complications. Most younglings do not even make it out of the womb alive, and if they do, they barely survive a week. But this little guy here happens to be among the strong few. The deformed animal can move gracefully and balance itself on its front legs without a problem. Just look at this little guy go. This is a miracle on two legs. Next up, we have another capture from a Trailcam in the woods. In this motion trail capture, we see an ape-like creature walking through the woods as though it were no one's problem. But once you start taking a critical look at the creature, you soon realize that it's no ape at all. It's longer arms than you'd expect from a traditional ape, and it's moving in a way apes do not naturally move. Its movements almost look human-like, which the most skilled chimpanzee would not be capable of emulating. What's more, the area within which the footage was taken has no apes in the region. There is only one explanation, the sighting then, Bigfoot. But what do you think? Next, we have another beautiful yet mysterious picture right here. As you can see, it's an image of the forest in the dead of night with a glowing orb sitting on the root of a tree. Although glowing orbs represent all things supernatural, when I hear glowing orb and see beautiful images like these, I like to think of angels and maybe what heaven might be like if it's real. But do you think this is what this is? Some kind of glowing creature or a portal? Share your thoughts or experiences with us in the comments section. Take a look at this security cam footage. Now, study the black cat moving. What was that? The cat vanished into thin air. How is that even possible? Watch that again. No, that's not possible. Watch it again. It's simply mind-boggling. Could we be dealing with a supernatural being in the form of a cat, or is this video merely edited? The paranormal enthusiast in me wants to believe this is real. I mean, just take a look at the footage. It's too real to be edited. Many, however, believe that's the case, but if this video is indeed edited, it's flawlessly done. I personally don't want to believe that. I want to believe that there is something more sinister or supernatural occurring here, rather than just a camera trick. Black cats for centuries and across many cultures have been known to be very spiritual. Some see them as a sign of poverty, others of bad luck or even death. Despite this, the dog-furred felines are very popular with witches. They are the witches' favorite pets. So could it be that this cat was on its way to its master? Tell us what you think. As if we haven't had enough surprises today, take a look at this Trailcam footage. Is this some kind of wildlife circus show? 3 mountain lions were captured moving on sticks. To be fair, it appears to be a fence, but it's still undeniably impressive. I still don't know what's going through their minds, but maybe they were having a hard time catching prey and decided to look around or perhaps wait and lure them in. No matter what, I bet circus masters and animal trainers would love to have this kind of spectacle in their shows. If this proves anything, it's that it's better to observe animals in their natural habitats than to confine them in circuses where they're forced to perform tricks using cruel methods and training. What do you think? Next up, we have this capture from Central Kentucky. It comes from a driver whose curiosity had exposed him to more than he'd anticipated and thought he could handle. Under the cover of the night, he decided to embark on a woodland escapade seeking a thrilling adventure. Little did he know, his exploration would lead him to an eerie and inexplicable sight, captured right before your eyes. It was a carcass of a creature he initially thought was a bear. He took a picture and got home, only to realize that it might not be a bear at all. If you look closely, you'll see a head that doesn't look canine in the least, a hunchback and a foot. He thought he'd discovered something interesting, a Bigfoot. That's how he, at least, uploaded it online. But is that really a Bigfoot? Admittedly, the head doesn't resemble that of a bear, but could decomposition be distorting its appearance? The same applies to the feet. They too show signs of decomposition. For the feet, bears do have feet as well, with 5 toes equipped with strong claws. The hunchback could only be because of its lying position. But what do you think, bear or Bigfoot? Next, we visit Argentina, where an interesting footage was captured. In this clip, we see a bright round ball with a trail of red light behind it. At first glance, it bears a striking resemblance to a meteor hurtling through the atmosphere. Is it one, though? If a meteor made it to our atmosphere, especially this close to civilization, it would have been on the news, but nothing was recorded. Could it be aliens in a UFO? Could it be a secret government project going haywire? Or is it just an edited video? Well, we can't say based on the evidence available to us, but taking a good look at it, which do you think it is? Next, we return to Arizona, where this image was captured. At first glance, it looks like an ape in the bushes. A second and more careful look should reveal that although the creature has the fur for the look, it's no ape. When standing upright, the creature measures a towering 7 to 8 feet in height. Despite its fur, its body exhibits more human-like characteristics. This made all who saw it believe it was a Bigfoot, albeit a juvenile one given its size. Although it was big, adult Bigfoots are typically bigger, and individuals could say for certain that it was a Bigfoot because Bigfoot sightings are quite popular in that area. So what do you think? Is this the real deal, or could the whole thing simply be a hoax? Tell us in the comments section. On November the 22nd at precisely 11:36 a.m., we captured a rare sight that might make you wonder if it's someone practicing voodoo. That's definitely not normal, right? If you know anything about horror movies, you know this particular scene is nothing more than a horrid sight. I mean, how else do you describe a scene of hundreds, if not thousands, of blackbirds on your farm? Could something ominous have happened while the owner of the land was away? Has the owner performed some evil rites that necessitate the visits of these birds, or am I just reading meanings into things that don't exist? Personally, I don't think so. I think there's more to this than meets the eye. Don't you? Now, in our previous bonus footage, we took the mystery for our bonus footage up a notch, and we want to maintain it. Can you identify the creature in that Trailcam capture? If you can, head over to the comments section and tell us. The first accurate comment could win a feature in one of our upcoming videos. Trust me when I tell you this is an opportunity you don't want to miss. Start your comment with bonus footage so we easily see it. All the best. In the realm of the supernatural, a chilling image emerges, captured by a vigilant trail cam. The photograph reveals a humanoid figure, defying our understanding of what is possible. Its haunting presence evokes a sense of unease as it slowly advances towards the camera on 2 legs. The creature's pale complexion from head to toe sends shivers down our spines. Its sinister glowing eyes pierce the veil of darkness, seemingly conveying a malevolent intent, as if whispering, "I will consume you when I draw near." A curious thought emerges. Could this be a mummy, a relic from a long-forgotten tomb, or perhaps a being that has transcended time and space? While rationality nudges us towards explanations of Halloween pranks or skilled photo editing, there is an undeniable air of malevolence emanating from the creature's gaze. What do you think we're dealing with here? Share your thoughts in the comments section. Prepare to be mesmerized by a truly majestic sight captured on Trailcam. It's a rare and awe-inspiring event to witness a pack of wolves in their natural habitat. As we delve into this extraordinary footage, memories of iconic wolf tales like Teen Wolf come rushing back. In this incredible clip, we're treated to the sight of a pack of wolves gracefully traversing a snow-covered trail. The scene is both captivating and formidable, reminding us of the untamed beauty of the wild. Most strikingly, the majority of these majestic creatures display stunning black fur, contrasting against the pristine white snow that falls gently around them. Encountering a pack of wolves is an experience that evokes a mixture of respect and caution. Their coordinated movements and shared journey toward an unknown destination create a sense of unity and purpose. It's a testament to the intricate dynamics and survival instincts ingrained within their pack mentality. Let the beauty of these creatures remind us of the delicate balance between the untamed wilderness and our own existence. May this sight ignite a deep appreciation for the wonders of the natural world and leave you in awe of the harmonious dance of life within the realm of wolves. Next, we have a Trailcam footage that's aiming for the spot of the most chaotic footage I have ever come across. Take a look. In the footage, we have a herd of innocent-looking deer frozen in their tracks, their wide eyes locked onto a sly and cunning fox up ahead. But wait, the fox seems to be engaged in its stare-off with something else, something colossal and humanoid sauntering across the path and into the woods. Did you catch it? This enigmatic creature, towering like a behemoth, defies easy classification. It's certainly not your run-of-the-mill forest inhabitant. Bears? Well, they're not typically known for their bipedal strolls, so what's left in the realms of legendary woodland mysteries? None other than the elusive and legendary Bigfoot. Or do you not see it? Our next footage features a desolate slump with its waterlogged terrain and oddly shaped leafless trees. I don't know if you feel it too, but there's an eerie feeling emanating from the place that suggests it's not one that's often visited. I'm not sure if the one filming is on a quest to capture otherworldly creatures, but he doesn't hesitate to film when he spots a figure in the woods ahead. The creature doesn't even notice him until a few seconds after he had started causing it to react abruptly, and it tries to hide. This mysterious figure bears a striking resemblance to a black and furry Sasquatch. It seems to be in a secluded corner of the woods, going about its day, possibly relishing the screams of an unseen creature in the video. Some members of the paranormal community are convinced it's a Sasquatch. Others think it might be a skunk ape. What do you think? In the depths of the unknown, a Trailcam captures a bewildering sight, an ethereal orb seemingly defying the laws of nature. Its ever-shifting form intrigues onlookers, prompting debates and speculation. While some suggest mundane explanations such as dust particles or leaves, a closer examination reveals a different story. The orb's movements appear deliberate, as if guided by an unseen force. It navigates through the air, defying conventional explanations. Could this enigmatic object be a manifestation of something otherworldly? Could it be a mystical being, a fairy dancing through the night, an angel silently watching over the realm, or perhaps an extraterrestrial visitor from distant galaxies? Or do you think we're simply blowing the whole thing out of all proportion and that there's a logical explanation? If you think there is, please do share it with us in the comments section. The phenomenon of Bigfoot continues to captivate and intrigue as more and more sightings and videos surface on the internet. In this particular short clip, we're presented with a tantalizing glimpse of a black, hairy creature traversing a verdant expanse of grass. At first, thoughts of a gorilla attempting bipedal movement crossed my mind, but doubts quickly took hold. As we delve deeper into this enigma, it becomes increasingly apparent that this solitary creature striding upright through the wooded landscape defies comparison to known species like gorillas or bears. Could it be that we're witnessing the legendary Bigfoot in action? These musings are merely my own thoughts and imaginative wanderings, but I turn to you to share your own speculations and beliefs. Do you lean toward the possibility of Bigfoot's existence, or do you place this sighting in the realm of unexplained phenomena? Join the conversation and let us know your thoughts in the comment section. Trail cameras, the ever-watchful eyes of the wilderness, capturing moments both sublime and bizarre. But this next footage takes the cake in terms of unexpected revelations. Imagine being the owner of a Trailcam, eagerly retrieving it one day, only to discover something you never anticipated. In the cold, unforgiving darkness of the night, the camera reveals a scene that seems almost too surreal to be true. An inmate, in a desperate bid for freedom, is caught in the act of trying to escape from incarceration. A subscriber of the channel sent it in, and he stated that they didn't understand what they were looking at until the individual was arrested later. If this is proof of anything, it's that the unexpected can happen even in the most unlikely places. Trailcams, once reserved for documenting the secrets of the natural world, have now started recording inmates escaping from jail. Who knows what else we may start capturing on these cams? A big shout out to the subscriber who sent this in. We can't wait to have the rest of you starting to send in footage. I can't imagine what y'all are also capturing on your trail and security cams. Next, we have a trail cam capture that's gonna have even the most experienced zoologists scratching their heads. Have a look. What do you see in the image? A gorilla? Well, hold on, take a closer look. It does appear to have the bulk bodies typically associated with our large primates, but a closer look and you'd realize it's not a gorilla. It's actually something more. While it might look like a gorilla casually moving in the woods, you sit back, take a critical look, and realize that it might actually be a larger creature crouching on the ground. Which creature do we know that's large enough to look like a gorilla when it crouches? A Bigfoot. The next thing is the footage authentic? That will let you decide. Next, we travel to the mysterious landscapes of White Mesa, where a thrilling discovery was made. While hiking amidst the majestic peaks, an observant hiker stumbled upon a set of tracks that sent chills down his spine. These tracks, measuring a staggering 20 inches, left an indelible impression on the hiker's mind. But it wasn't just their size that caught the hiker's attention. It was the distinct shape that added an extra layer of intrigue. Although the tracks bore a resemblance to a human foot, a subtle uniqueness set them apart. They were abnormally large, surpassing the size of any known human. Even the tallest and largest man on Earth couldn't boast such colossal feat. In that moment, the conclusion was undeniable. They had just discovered the footprints of Bigfoot. Anyone who laid eyes on these footprints couldn't help but make the connection to the legendary Bigfoot, a mythical being frequently sighted in these very mountains. If you ask me, I'd say the image was legit, but what do you think? It's NBA Wildlife Edition. Looks like LeBron James is a challenger. These deer were captured on a trail cam set up in the woods. One seems to have a basketball stuck in its antlers. While it may look adorable, we can only imagine the impact on its neck. If you live near wildlife, try to be a little more responsible with your items, not just for your sake, but for theirs as well. If you thought that was odd, then the next footage will certainly rustle some feathers. Ever since the It and Joker characters made it through mainstream media, people have become very wary of clowns, and this footage is one of many that will send a shiver down your spine. According to the uploader, a security camera set on private property captured the bizarre situation. In the middle of the night, a strange person in a clown mask and a hoodie is seen walking straight to the camera holding a syringe. The motives of this person remain a mystery, and his identity as well, making this whole situation very disturbing. I would like to console myself by thinking that this is just some kind of Halloween prank, but it's not. Take a look at the syringe in his hands also. If there's anything to take away from this video, it's that this homeowner should be very careful. Imagine you set up a trail cam in the woods to capture, say, deer, cougars, or whatever it is you're into. You review the captures from the trail cam only to see it only had pictures of a creature that looked like this. Tell me you see it. A weird-looking humanoid in what appears to be a suit. If this were near the city or a town, you could say perhaps someone wandered into the woods. But what if we told you this was captured deep in the woods where no humans lived? Do I have your attention now? This is one bit of footage that sends shivers down the spine. While we often tell ourselves curiosity kills the cat and live in the moment, understanding this footage is something we must do. The figure in the footage dons a long-sleeved shirt with buttons, although the original color remains unknown. I mean, we could speculate, but it won't be accurate. The shirt is opened all the way down. What's truly unsettling is the appearance of its hand. Though it appears blurry, it seems to be holding onto the rock. Either that or the hand is deformed, and what's more, it's got blood stains over its fingers. To the explorers on this channel, does this make you think twice about venturing into the unknown? But you have to wonder, what exactly are we dealing with? With many possibilities popping up in my head, I can only pass the baton down to you. What do you think this is? A family was parked by the roadside when they spotted a moose feeding on the other side of the road in front of the forest, so they decided to film. While mesmerized by the moose's feeding, their attention was abruptly drawn to another presence, a ghostly, pale creature lurking in the shadows behind the moose. The creature appeared to be standing on 2 feet and later moved to a crouch. The creature's appearance, with its pale complexion and slender physique, defied wild animal characteristics, bearing a striking resemblance to a skinwalker. Known for hunting both humans and animals, the mystic creature was likely biding its time, waiting for the perfect opportunity to pounce on the delectable moose. But what do you think? We step away from the supernatural and enjoy some cuteness. Take a look at this footage captured by a trail cam set up in the wild. We see a mother bear and her cubs marching in the woods to either seek shelter for the night or get themselves some dinner. Mother bears are extremely protective of their cubs. Despite their adorable appearance, it's crucial to remember that encountering a mother bear and her cubs can be extremely dangerous. Thanks to trail cams, however, you can enjoy such encounters without having to be close to them. Our next footage takes us to a garage. Who knew that the garage could become the place of nightmares? Wondering what I'm talking about? Well, watch this footage. Armed with a flashlight and a camera, an unknown individual ventures into a cluttered garage. Inside the garage, there is an established wooden structure for storing materials and equipment. It's unknown if he knew something weird was there, but judging by his movement, he might have. As he points his light at one of the wooden cabinets, a creature's head pops up. I was tempted to think it might be a monkey of sorts, but taking a second look, I doubt that's what we have here. And if it was a monkey, I doubt the one filming would have moved away as fast as he did. So what exactly could this be? Oh, you tell me. This next capture may not be capturing an escaped inmate, but it does capture something surreal. Take a look. What do you think we're looking at here? Some kind of ape-like creature? I mean, I know we can only see a part of the creature because the image was captured around the time it was passing behind a tree. Despite this, however, we can still see one of its legs sticking out, and it appears to have an almost human-like stride. Now, when it comes to identifying this enigmatic creature, the possibilities are as diverse as the wildlife itself. At a point, some members of the team assumed it could be a mischievous monkey or even a curious bear. Looking at it, however, the creature appears to have a human-like gait. A subscriber sent this in seeking answers. While these attempt to answer it based on available evidence, I believe there's more. Could this perhaps be that iconic denizen of the wilderness, the elusive Bigfoot? Share your thoughts in the comment section. Hold on to your seats, folks, because today's featured footage will leave you gobsmacked. Feast your eyes on this jaw-dropping capture of a gang of turkeys. That's right, a gang. I mean, well, how else can you explain what you're witnessing? In this remarkable photo, we're treated to the sight of several turkeys gathering together, possibly amid a family meeting. As we zoom in, we can observe a fascinating display of turkey behavior. Some turkeys in the group keep their tails closed and gathered at their behinds, while others boldly flaunt their tail feathers in a magnificent, open, fan-like fashion. It's as if they're saying, "Hey world, look at me." But let's not be fooled by their impressive tail feather showmanship. These turkeys aren't here to strut their stuff. Oh no, they have important business to attend to. With unwavering focus, they meticulously forage the ground, searching for delectable worms and other mouth-watering edible organisms. Talk about a turkey feast. In the end, what we have here is a snapshot of a normal day in the turkey kingdom, immortalized on our screens. The food chain keeps on churning, and these turkeys continue to network and socialize with their feathered friends. In the veil of night, a peculiar figure emerges on the streets, captured by the unblinking eye of a security camera. The sighting of this woman amidst the rain and cold evokes an eerie sense of curiosity. Why would someone be venturing out through the town at such a late hour? Her presence is shrouded in mystery as she materializes from the darkness, moving with an unsettling rhythm. The security footage captures her pacing for a brief moment before continuing her nocturnal odyssey. In another bewildering scene, she approaches a house only to abruptly turn away and vanish into the night. The enigma deepens. The woman's movements exhibit a surreal quality, as if she's disconnected from her surroundings or entranced in a different realm. Sleepwalking is a possibility that comes to mind as her demeanor suggests a state of unconsciousness. Alternatively, she may be a lost soul seeking refuge and safety in the depths of the night. The motives behind her wanderings remain elusive, leaving us to ponder the mysteries that lie beneath her seemingly aimless journey. What do you think is happening here? Now, let's take a look at this video clip where an unexpected creature boldly ventures into unfamiliar territory. With the voices heard in this video, we can say this animal is in human terrain. What is this animal, you might ask? This creature, seen navigating a disheveled working area, resembles a furless ferret. It's like an aging adult ferret, a tamed species belonging to the Mustelidae family. Like other mustelids, they have long and slender physiques. Take a closer look at it, though. I feel that this creature is much larger than your typical ferret. What do you think? Here's a heartwarming scene that proves even the mightiest of creatures can have a soft side. Movies make rhinos out to be imposing and often have an aggressive demeanor. While that may be true, sometimes it only happens when they are provoked. In most cases, they're quietly minding their own business, and a particular rhino seems to be the mellowest of them all. As it goes about its evening duties, munching a thing or two here and there, a tiny companion takes advantage of the opportunity and perches itself comfortably on the rhino's back. Now, there could be a couple of explanations for this unlikely friendship. You might be thinking that the rhino is simply too focused on its meal to notice the daring hitchhiker, or perhaps it's having an exceptionally good day and decided to share some warmth and company. But this happens more often than not. Have you heard of symbiotic or commensal relationships? Sometimes smaller animals like domestic cats may climb on or sit near rhinos or other large animals in captivity or wildlife reserves. This behavior is not driven by the rhino's consent, but rather the result of the cat's natural curiosity or seeking warmth or shelter. It's essential to remember that these interactions can be risky for the smaller animals if the larger animal becomes agitated or defensive, and that's why you must always avoid encroaching on the personal space of these wild beasts. In the depths of the secluded woods, a curious man sets up a trail cam, eager to capture evidence of a rumored predator lurking on his property. With hopes high, he goes as far as setting bait, a hefty piece of meat tied to a stick, to entice the elusive creature. However, what he discovers in the footage is something entirely unexpected. Behold, a figure clad in white garments dragging along a trash bag. At first glance, one might mistake this individual for a homeless person wandering through the wilderness. But here's the kicker. The location is so remote that no individuals are known to live there. As though that's not weird enough, the strange individual's peculiar behavior catches the observer's attention as he crouches and moves around the vicinity of the meat, engaging in a strange ritual of sorts before eventually wandering off into the unknown. As we unravel the layers of this mystifying encounter, the question remains: what could be the true nature of this enigmatic figure? Is it a lost soul seeking solace within the depths of the forest, or is there a deeper meaning to their actions? What do you guys think? Across the vast landscapes of our world, animals donning majestic horns captivate our hearts and stir our imaginations. In this video clip, we witness a deer in a field or forest, its antlers entangled in the branches of a tree. A predicament that could spell danger in the face of lurking predators. But this deer refuses to succumb to its entrapment. With unwavering determination, it tirelessly struggles, relentless in its quest for freedom. Each failed attempt only strengthens its resolve, turning this moment into a testament of resilience and perseverance. In a twist of fate, a compassionate farmer trekking through the forest crosses paths with the struggling deer. Recognizing the urgency of the situation, the farmer rushes to the deer's aid. With skill and care, they guide the deer, freeing its antlers from the entangled grasp of the tree. Miraculously, the deer emerges unscathed, unharmed by its harrowing ordeal. Now set free, we can't help but wonder, how did it end up in such a situation? While that's a mystery we may never solve, we're certainly glad that it was able to free itself. Next up, we've got today's bonus segment. This footage comes to us from the rugged landscapes of Spain. While exploring a dense forest, a hiker unexpectedly encountered a loud and eerie growl emanating from the depths of the woods. The origin of this unsettling sound remains a mystery, and the hiker was left both puzzled and unnerved. Today, our task is simple. Can you identify the roar or grunt at the end of the video? Before you say no, remember, the best answer to this question gets the opportunity to be featured in our next episode. If you believe you've got the answer, simply let us know who or what is responsible by typing its name in the comments section. Begin the answer with bonus and we'll be sure to find it. May the best man or woman or alien and possibly cryptid win. The number of questionable things people encounter when it comes to food is very alarming. Take a look at this.
Since when do watermelons feel like that?
A woman went to buy a watermelon in the supermarket and to her surprise discovered something shocking. The deep green color of the fruit came off like a sticker. Have you ever seen a watermelon do that? The color just peeled away, revealing an unnatural appearance beneath. This doesn't look right and certainly doesn't resemble a mature, natural fruit. It looks like something that was made in a factory, not grown on a farm. What could be the reason behind this? Is it a fake watermelon made with artificial materials, or could there be another explanation, such as a protective coating applied during transport that inadvertently came off? If you work in this industry, please enlighten us in the comments section.
Since when do watermelons peel? Since when do watermelons peel like that?
While we have encountered many creepy and scary stories, it's often the eerie presence of people that can be even more unsettling. You know they're human, but you can't tell if they have good intentions or not. This footage was taken by a man on his property. For about 3 days, he'd been seeing strange people wandering in the woodlands on his property. Their collective movement hinted at a singular destination, but its exact whereabouts remained a mystery to him. Unaware of his presence, they maintained a silent vigil, stealthily lurking throughout the area. They seemed to all be going to one location, but where he couldn't tell. Confused? Have a look. You see them, don't you? Very creepy, isn't it? Footage like this leaves us with many questions. Who are they? Why are they doing that? Is it some kind of ritual? Are they an occult? Is anyone in that area truly safe? I hope I'm not the only one creeped out by this. Have you encountered such before? What do you think of the whole thing? Tell us in the comments section. Confusing and creepy trail cam capture. In the image, we see a creature with the head of a pig and a torso resembling that of a well-built gym instructor. That's right, folks, a bizarre hybrid of a human and a pig. It's an unprecedented sight that defies all expectations. This piggy will finish the big bad wolf with just one punch. However, upon closer inspection, there's a twist in this mysterious image. But as you take a closer look, you'll notice something unexpected. This creature is wearing a white wife-beater. Wait, does that mean what we think it means? Could it simply be a person wearing an incredibly realistic costume? If that's the situation, then phew, what a relief, because I guarantee you no one would like to have an encounter with this creature on the farm, woods, or anywhere else for that matter. But what do you think? A man visited the Kachina Woman Rock in Arizona and made a truly eerie discovery.
So this whole thing had kind of been confusing at parts. A minute ago, I started taking a video of a rock that was chipping, and it shouldn't chip like that. And then my Shakira was over here, and she's beating on this stuff, and we realized that this chip's like a plaster, and it's like a hollow sound compared to the...
As he knocked on the rock, he noticed it produced a hollow sound. Now, this is particularly strange because the rock is made of sandstone, which doesn't usually make such sounds. The hollow sound means there is some sort of space inside this massive rock. While some people are convinced that this is just a natural occurrence and nothing unusual, some in the paranormal community believe there's more to the story. They think there might be something else down there occupying all that space. Perhaps it's a passage to Hollow Earth, an underground secret facility, or something even more mysterious. I did some research though and discovered sandstone can have a hollow sound under certain conditions. This typically happens when there are internal voids or cavities formed during its geological formation, through processes like gas bubble entrapment or mineral dissolution. Sandstone's porous nature, with interconnected pores between grains, can also contribute to a hollow sound when tapped. Additionally, surface weathering, biological activity, or human activity such as quarrying or construction can create cavities or thin shells over large voids within the stone. In other words, his explanation was wrong. What do you think?
Beating on this stuff, and we realized that this chip's like a plaster, and it's like a hollow sound compared to the real rock. Look, there's a perfect scene.
Have you ever seen a plant do this? By that, I mean light a match. In the video, you see a hand placing a cup of water under the hanging fruit. Then a match is held above it, and surprisingly, the match lights up. To demonstrate further, the hand plucks the fruit into the cup of water, and when a match is held over the water again, it lights up once more. When I saw this, my mind was blown, but Julius, being our in-house scientist, was not convinced. He spent about 15 minutes analyzing the clip and came out with a working hypothesis. The clip is fake. Well, not 100%. Everything you're seeing is happening as you're seeing it. The thing, however, is this: the clip is in reverse. Take a critical look at the clip again and you will realize this. Whoever came up with this idea was brilliant, but imagine that there was actually a plant that had this superpower. Would you consider it a natural wonder or a danger and threat? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. This Trailcam captures a monster that looks like it belongs in Hotel Transylvania. The creature looked stick-like and took long strides across the field like a zombie. However, the creature is so tall that the only parts visible are its legs. It also appears to have no arms. Weird. Despite the footage appearing remarkably realistic, the majority of viewers and even my team believe it could be edited. However, it's crucial not to dismiss the possibility that this creature might indeed exist. Perhaps it only looks like a bad case of CGI because it's from another realm. Who knows? But what do you think? This footage was taken by a YouTuber who went ghost hunting in an abandoned house. As expected of any abandoned dwelling, this house stands in a state of decrepitude, shrouded in an oppressive veil of dust and time. It was nighttime, and the house had no lights, so he used a flashlight and camera to scan through the house. Just as he meticulously scanned the surroundings, a figure emerged from the darkness, standing ominously at the upstairs doorway. Did you see that? Who or what was that? A person with long black hair and pointed ears like an elf. Despite being visibly spooked, the determined YouTuber musters the courage to ascend the stairs in pursuit of the enigmatic figure. The YouTuber chased after the strange person, but by the time he got there, the person had vanished into the darkness. I don't know about you, but that was scary. You should see it. If you focus on the animal feeding to your right, you might miss those eyes in the middle. If you're familiar with Trailcam footage, then you know that captures from the night usually have the eyes of the animals reflecting. Looking at those two white dots in the middle, I'm pretty sure they are eyes, but what animal do you know that has eyes that far apart? None that I'm aware of. Could it be a cryptid? Could it be an unknown and undiscovered species, or do I have it completely wrong and it's a ghost? Am I simply seeing things that are non-existent? These and many more questions plague my mind. What about you? Do you have an answer to this enigma? Please do share in the comment section. Imagine driving through the night when you come across a strange woman in white standing in the middle of the street. Now stop imagining and watch the footage. That happened to this family as they were driving in the night. The terrified people didn't even bother to check on the woman because they didn't know if it was a paranormal encounter or just a weird woman. If it was you in this situation, what would you have done? Tell us in the comment section. In the midst of a snow-covered landscape where winter reigns supreme, a scene unfolds that defies our expectation. Two bears grace the frame, one large and black, the other small and brown or tan in color. As we shift our gaze, we notice patches of grass untouched by the winter's icy touch scattered across the landscape. A solitary tree stands before us, its branches reaching out like gnarled fingers devoid of life. No flowers, leaves, or fruits adorn its skeletal form. Yet what catches our attention is the peculiar way its massive branches curve and protrude upside down in the soil. An enigma within an enigma. But it's the interaction between the bears that captivates our imagination. The larger bear, a guardian in its own right, extends a helping hand to its smaller companion. Rising on its hind legs and utilizing its powerful hands, it carries the little brown bear, offering support and guidance. What led the smaller bear to find itself in such a predicament remains a mystery, perhaps lured by the mistaken belief that the nearby oil storage tank held a different kind of sustenance or a coveted stash of honey. As we watch this extraordinary display of compassion and assistance, our hearts are filled with wonder and curiosity. The true nature of their connection, the intentions behind their actions elude us, leaving room for speculation and imagination. It's a moment frozen in time, a glimpse into the intricate tapestry of the animal kingdom where stories unfold in the most unexpected ways. In the hazy light of the morning, a jogger stumbles upon a puzzling sight, a black creature lying on the path, its back turned toward the camera. The observer is left bewildered, unable to discern the true nature of this enigmatic being. From the glimpse we catch, it appears to possess two pointed ears reminiscent of both feline and canine features. As we seek to unravel the mystery, one possibility comes to mind, a resemblance to a cow or a bull. These majestic animals boast a considerable size and can possess ears that align with the description provided. However, without further details or visual evidence, arriving at a definitive conclusion remains elusive. But what do you think of the whole thing? Tell us in the comments section. Next is a video clip of a couple who are on a mission to uncover the paranormal. In this particular footage, they're on a bridge in the late hours of the night. Armed with a recorder and a flashlight, this couple discover an oddity on the bridge, a white rope dangling into the depths. The person with the light and recorder moves closer, shining the light in the direction of the dangling rope. Out of curiosity, they begin to pull it up, and to their astonishment, a head is attached to the other end. As they reel in the rope, they discover a head with red liquid writing that reads, "Do you see me?" The eerie discovery should have terrified anyone out exploring in the dead of night. Surprisingly, the couple appears unfazed by this chilling experience. Now, are you thinking what I'm thinking? If you are, then you're probably wondering if they could be in mortal danger. I'm concerned, but my team believes it's a hoax. They think the couple prearranged this by attaching a male mannequin's head with a white robe for content. Which do you think it is? Stepping away from all things mysterious and scary, let's take a look at this beautiful capture a subscriber sent in. Can you recognize the creature? If you said cougar, you'd be right. The cougar, considered a charismatic feline prowler of the wild, combines stealth with grace in its solitary adventures. With a coat as sleek as midnight and eyes that gleam with secrets, it's the phantom of the forest, embodying both mystery and playful curiosity in its every saunter. Images of cougars from trail cams are always fire, and this one is a gem. As majestic and beautiful as these animals are, if you ever run into one, make sure to keep a distance. They may look cute, but they are still apex predators. If you've made it this far and haven't hit the like button, subscribed, or even dropped a comment, could you do that before you go on? Thank you very much. It means a lot. Coming back to the episode. This footage was taken by a hiker in the woods when he spotted a strange creature lurking among the trees. The creature locks its gaze onto the hiker, but as soon as it realizes it's been spotted and filmed, it swiftly disappears into the depths of the woods. What creature could that be? As you can see, the creature has long brown fur covering its face and body. It looks like an ape, but much bigger and muscled, like a gorilla, but not quite. The creature stands approximately 7 to 8 feet tall, a description that undeniably aligns with a Bigfoot. However, its facial features are obscured by the long fur, which is uncommon for Bigfoots known not to have long facial hair. So here's what my team think, and I think. It could be an entirely new mystical creature, or perhaps a different species of Bigfoot altogether. What say you? Get ready to delve into the depths of the mysterious, for this next Trailcam footage will leave you with more questions than answers. Behold, 3 eerie figures that defy comprehension, resembling scarecrows stripped of their clothing. Are they hairy beings or more constructs of straw? This enigma is like nothing ever witnessed before. Our dedicated team of researchers has ventured into the realms of myth and folklore, and we've arrived at a tantalizing theory. Could these enigmatic beings be Leshy, a guardian spirit from Slavic mythology, said to protect the very heart of the forests? Leshy possesses the ability to take on various forms, an embodiment of nature's power and enigma. While these tales originated from folklore, the Trailcam footage raises the haunting possibility that there may be some truth hidden within these ancient legends. What do you think? Someone shared this intriguing footage taken during a walk through the woods. High up in the tree, amidst the leaves and branches, is the outline of something. It appears to be moving, but whatever it is seems almost invisible, blending perfectly with the foliage. So what could this mysterious entity be? Is it some type of invisible cryptid lurking in the trees, stalking the hiker, or could it be a person using a cloaking dress or advanced cloaking technology to camouflage themselves? The idea of an invisible cryptid is fascinating and aligns with numerous folklore and urban legends about creatures that can blend into their surroundings. On the other hand, cloaking technology, though mostly a concept of science fiction, is increasingly becoming a topic of real scientific explanation. Take a look at the footage and share your thoughts. Are we witnessing a cryptid with extraordinary camouflage abilities, or is this an example of advanced human technology at work? On the border of Minnesota and Ontario, Canada, a man was on a snowmobile ride with his brother and their guide when they came across something extraordinary.
My feet.
Not even close.
Up and over. Up and over. Up and over.
There's what it takes a human to get through.
Up and over. Up and over. Up and over. In line. Perfectly in line every step.
They discovered huge tracks in the snow that they reported had stretched for 3 miles. These tracks were unlike any human or animal tracks. They were deep, huge, and bipedal. The tracks appeared to have been made sideways, and you could clearly see the print of the toes in the snow. They were impressively large.
I don't know why. All the steps in line. Look at it. Who would... Boom. Boom, right in front.
This footage was taken back in 2012, and the brothers believe these tracks were made by none other than the elusive Bigfoot. The sheer size and unusual formation of the tracks have led many to speculate about their origin. Could these tracks be the definitive proof of Bigfoot's existence, or is there another explanation, such as a rare natural phenomenon or an elaborate prank? Share your thoughts.
Across the branch. To balance. Oh, look at this. Big toe. Here we go. I can't even move through this. Something's going sideways across the branch. This way.
This next footage from the woods holds more intrigue than meets the eye. While the camera explores every nook and cranny, it captures a creature lurking behind a distant tree. Seemingly on the prowl for dinner, the camera unveils an ape-like creature, its beard a striking feature in the moonlight. Possibly standing at around 7 feet tall, sporting a robust torso, glowing eyes, and black fur, it quickly ducks and swiftly takes cover behind the nearest tree upon realizing it's been discovered. Perhaps it's thinking, why are these creatures after me? Or perhaps something more sinister like, let's lure him in. Either way, the one filming doesn't pursue. Instead, he's left wondering, what was that? Do you have an answer? Tell us in the comments section. Well, it seems even Mother Nature can have a sense of humor. In this rather amusing Trailcam capture, we have a deer that appears to be sporting the latest winter fashion trend, the iced face mask. Looks like this deer was having a drink of water when it splashed all over its face. Given the frigid weather conditions, it doesn't take long for that water to turn into a frosty facial accessory. The result? A deer that looks like it's fresh from a spa day with an ice face mask that would make even the most glamorous Hollywood celebrity envious. Nature's little moments like these serve as a reminder that even in the wild there's room for a touch of whimsy. This was at least my logical explanation of the whole thing. My colleagues in the paranormal community, however, disagree and state that the creature is definitely possessed. Knowing myself, I know for a fact that I don't have a lot of experience with wildlife, so thought it might be best to ask you what you thought of the whole thing. Do you think my logical explanation is logical enough, or are we truly dealing with a paranormal situation here? Share your thoughts in the comments section. The amount of alien footage on the internet would shock you, with sightings and encounters coming in various shapes, sizes, and colors. Take a look at this particular footage, for instance. The video shows an alien-like creature lying on a bed, only its gray head and shoulders are visible. The creature's large eyes shut and its mouth slightly open, looking lifeless. Human hands are poking at it, but it doesn't budge. The eerie stillness and the almost lifelike appearance of the creature add to the mystery and intrigue. Some commenters suggest that it's a movie prop, noting the detailed craftsmanship that makes it look so realistic. Others think it might be a doll, perhaps created for a hoax or as part of an elaborate prank. The lifelessness and the way it's being handled make it hard to tell if it's something genuinely otherworldly or just a clever piece of art. With the advancement in technology, creating realistic-looking props and effects has become easier, making it even harder to distinguish between real and fake. So what do you think? Is this a genuine lifeless alien, a carefully crafted movie prop, or a cleverly designed doll? Moving from the dry and rocky areas, we move on to something rather wet and aquatic. Take a look. In this footage, a man was at the coast when fishermen were offloading their catch when he spotted something strange. A group of men on a boat carried out a huge creature. At first, he thought it was just a large fish, but then they placed the creature on a stretcher, giving him a clear view. Yes, the creature was a fish. At least it had a fish tail, but the upper part was unlike anything he'd ever seen. It looked like an alien, like humanoid. Its head was very large and its skin was extremely pale, almost white. The creature had its eyes closed and lay there lifeless as the men surrounded it, examining it closely. When it comes to mermaid sightings, the internet is mostly divided. Some videos and photos appear very cartoonish, resembling costumes or edited footage, while others look incredibly real and lifelike. So looking at this footage, what do you think? Are we dealing with the real deal, or is this just another elaborate hoax? Next, we have rather scary footage. One thing I think it'd be best before you saw or rather heard yourself. Don't worry, you'll understand soon. Did you hear it? It's not a growl, not a howl, not a roar, but something in between, something primal. The sheer weight and depth of the sound hint at the presence of something large. It also sounds like something that commands attention and respect. The owner of the bone-chilling footage is convinced that what they've captured is none other than the legendary Bigfoot, the elusive giant of the woods. The footage was taken by a hiker deep in the heart of the woods, embarking on an adventure that would soon turn hair-raising. As he traverses the wilderness, the tranquility is shattered by the eerie cry that pierces through the natural symphony of the forest. In the world of cryptids and unexplained mysteries, every sound and every rustle in the underbrush holds the potential for discovery. Could this haunting cry indeed belong to the enigmatic Bigfoot? It's a question that stirs the imagination and leaves us pondering what other secrets are hidden within the vast expanse of the forest. Oh dear, it seems we've stumbled upon a rather peculiar situation in the world of trail cams. We have two crocs, or perhaps alligators, swimming near a trail cam. Now, you must be wondering why I'm laughing, but, well, it's actually simple. I'm kind of expected to be corrected and given a lesson on the differences between a croc and an alligator. This community never lets my mistakes slide, and I love you guys for it. It's motivated me to do a little more research before putting these videos out there. Either way, back to the video. It appears that our reptilian friends have decided to make the camera their guardian and protector of their territory. Now, I must say, I'm not quite sure how the brave soul who set up this camera is planning to retrieve it. It might involve a bit of negotiation with our cold-blooded comrades, or perhaps a carefully devised strategy to outsmart them. In any case, it's a reminder that nature often has its plans, a true testament to the unpredictability and wonder of the great outdoors. Despite the dangers of recovery, you must agree that this is one fine bit of footage. God bless whoever captured it. There are a number of questionable things that have been spotted in the skies, from oddly shaped crafts to strange lights. Another phenomenon that has caught attention lately is the emergence of strange-looking objects resembling jellyfish. Take a look at this footage. Two of these jellyfish-like objects are seen moving about in the sky. These things look like dark shapes as they drift and float, almost as if they have a life of their own. Now, some may argue that these objects might be balloons, but take a closer look at their fluid organic movements. Unlike typical balloons that float aimlessly or follow wind patterns, these objects seem to move with a deliberate and eerie grace that's hard to explain. Could this be the real thing, or am I just seeing things that aren't there?
Ariel!
This chilling footage was captured in an underground garage. A couple was standing there when a glowing ring appeared out of nowhere. The man, curious or perhaps drawn to it, steps into the ring and vanishes instantly along with the glowing ring. The woman, witnessing this astonishing event, immediately runs off in a panic. What could this mysterious glowing ring be? Is it a portal to another dimension, a wormhole, or something else entirely? The footage is both fascinating and unnerving, leaving us with more questions than answers. That's what I'd love to say, but if this is true, why wasn't it reported? And if it was, why wasn't this clip ever made public? So many questions, yet little to no answers. Anyway, what do you guys think? This clip comes from Sequoia Park, California. It shows another strange sky phenomenon.
Is it a cross? Heck no, it's not a cross. What is that? Like a... Whoa.
Let me see it.
Dude, it looks like a dude in a suit. It looks like Iron Man.
At first glance, it appears to be some kind of glowing figure floating in the air. The entity seems to have a head, arms, and legs, and it's surrounded by a distinct and noticeable glow. The people behind the camera who filmed the video were convinced that they'd witnessed a superhuman or an alien. However, when the video was posted online, some commenters suggested that it might be a hologram, and the term blue beam projection was mentioned once again. It's difficult to determine what exactly is happening in the video and whether it's real or a hoax. The possibility of a hologram or a government conspiracy could not be ruled out, but as always, there's little evidence to suggest that's the case. The only thing we can do now is speculate and hypothesize on what this might be. You have seen the clip. What's your hypothesis?
What the heck? Jonathan, what in the world?
Look behind you. Insane. Whoa, did you see that just shoot across? Did anyone else?
This next clip is proof of that. I mean, how much of a coincidence can it really be when a similar phenomenon was experienced in another part of the world not too long after it had been seen in Korea? A man was filming the stunning coastal scenery when he witnessed the extraordinary event. Unlike Korea, however, there appeared to be lightning in the sky. While many were distracted by it, a bright object suddenly appeared and streaked across the sky with immense speed almost without being seen. If the man behind the camera was not filming, it may have been missed. It's not clear why this was bright and the Korean one was dark. To add to the mystery, the exact location of the sighting is not known. Comments flooded in on the post from intrigued viewers with their theories about the object. Some suggested it could be the Air Force, but upon closer inspection, it didn't seem to be a human-made object. I mean, there was not much to inspect, but when did we started traveling at light speeds with ships made up of light? Exactly. Another theory was that it was a missile, but missiles tend to have a visible trail of fire behind them, whereas this object was all bright like a luminous entity or something else entirely. Also, I don't think missiles affect the atmosphere like this one did. The possibilities of what this object could be are endless. Many still hold on to the fact that it could be something of extraterrestrial origin, while others think, that's just loony. They don't see anything beyond a weather phenomenon here. But what about you? What do you see? This was allegedly discovered in the desert, but for the many war movies and games I've indulged in, I would have thought this was alien. It, however, looks like an unmanned aircraft or drone. It was found by ordinary folks who recorded and uploaded their discovery online. You would have expected some government to claim it at this point in time, but no. At the time of making this video, whoever uploaded it stated that no government had claimed ownership of what it is, which is odd. No military likes to lose their toys, which makes this odd. But do you also know what militaries dislike the most? Their actions being exposed to the general public. What if their drone was on a secret mission when it crashed? If that's the case, it would make sense that the military would delay acknowledging it's theirs until they had their story straight. That being said, many think that this is a US drone. If that's the case, they might not have the clearance to operate in the airspace of Yemen. This might explain their hesitance to claim ownership, but then again, those are just my thoughts. What do you guys think? This giant fish head washed ashore, and you can already make a wild guess where the rest of its body is based on the massive bite marks covering it. Oh, the ocean really scares me. Just think about the caliber of fish that have caused this kind of damage. Even this head alone is bigger than the three men holding it up. Imagine how much larger its predator must be. The sheer size and power of whatever creature took a bite out of this giant fish are truly mind-boggling. The ocean is home to some incredible and terrifying creatures, and this serves as a stark reminder of the mysteries and dangers lurking beneath the waves. This was all I wanted to say about this video, but Julius thinks there might be something more at play here. He believes that a propeller could have done the damage due to the nature of the cuts on the fish's skin. For the first time in a long time, I'm challenging Julius's stand. Who do you think is right? Myself thinking it's a giant fish, or Julius thinking that a propeller might be responsible? Anyone who's subscribed to this channel knows we love our big guy. In fact, there are lots of clips on this channel featuring the big guy. There are some that were very convincing and some we flat out thought had to be false. We thought we'd seen it all until this clip was sent to us.
Oh my gosh, please tell me you're getting this. Are you getting this? Yeah, I'm videotaping it. Oh my gosh, this is insane.
Yes, that's a relatively short clip by our Bigfoot standards, but did you guys notice something? The big guy was not walking or moving slowly and steadily like we're used to. Even the calculated walk was not seen. The big guy appears to be somewhat leaping, and that's a first for us. In fact, we weren't the only ones who thought so. We did some digging around, and it turns out that this was filmed in 2015. The reason it looks blurry is because it has been zoomed in several times over and brightened to reveal the Bigfoot, which was quite a distance from the one who took the clip. Apparently, there was a lot of skepticism on the legitimacy of the clip once it hit the internet, since many people believe Bigfoots don't move that fast. They even nicknamed the creature the Leaping Yeti. Although they didn't think it was a Bigfoot, they agreed that the creature was real. Even though it's not been seen since, it remains one of the most intriguing clips among the Russian paranormal and cryptid community. While we're used to a certain definition of Bigfoot, do you think it's possible that there's a creature out there the size of Bigfoot that moves like that? We can't confirm or dismiss it without further evidence, but you can at least share your thoughts, and we'll be glad to hear them.
Is that? Oh my gosh, please tell me you're getting this. Are you getting this? Yeah, I'm videotaping it. Oh my gosh, this is insane.
이 설왕설래를 낳고 있던데 수많은 목격담도 이어지고 있고 말이죠. 자, 그런데 오늘은
Next, we have this footage from Korea that was captured on the 8th of April 2024. This was during the eclipse that was not readily visible from Seoul, Korea. In this footage, a mysterious object zooms across the sky, leaving viewers astonished. The video, captured by a golfer, shows a dark, unidentified object appearing suddenly and then disappearing as quickly as it did. The object's remarkable speed and agility surpass typical aircraft or drones, which is very curious. The footage caught the attention of the news, which dubbed it a UAP, unidentified aerial phenomenon. Despite attempts to analyze and enhance the footage, the object remains elusive, appearing as a blur due to its rapid movement. Some have naturally assumed it's a spacecraft taking advantage of the eclipse, while others think it might be something else entirely. Regardless, no one truly knows what's happening, and with no concrete evidence or definitive explanations, the true nature of this UAP remains unknown. We have reason to, however, believe that that's not the first time whatever it was has zoomed through the atmosphere. A couple was out one night when the woman noticed something strange in the sky. There was a patch of clouds glowing an eerie orange, and in the middle of this glowing patch was a thick vertical line. What could this be? Is there something behind the clouds that's causing this unusual reflection, or are we witnessing something otherworldly? The sight left both of them baffled, and they managed to capture it on camera. The glowing clouds and the mysterious vertical line have sparked a lot of questions. Is it a natural phenomenon, some kind of atmospheric event, or perhaps a glimpse into something beyond our understanding? You've seen the clip as well. Let us know what you think. We got a clip that reminds me of the Cloak of Invisibility from Harry Potter. This time, however, there are dogs involved. Take a look. You might probably be wondering what's happening here. Allow me to explain. A man was out with his dogs when they picked up the scent of something or someone and went after it. Here's the thing though. While the dog chased after whatever it was that they had picked up, the man couldn't see anything. He found the behavior odd and started to record. He thought his dogs were out there just being crazy and spoiled. That's at least until whatever they were chasing pushed back. At that moment, the man was startled, confused, and a little scared. Who can blame him? Did you see anything or anyone? No, right? Fortunately for him, he had captured the whole thing on camera. Whatever was behind the movement was not seen again. He had to retreat with his dogs because he felt it wasn't very safe. On his return home, he watched the clip over and over and over, but just couldn't place his finger on what he was dealing with. He uploaded it online and many theories came up. Some thought it had to be a cloaked alien exploring the woods. Some also thought it might be a Sasquatch that had found a way to cloak itself. Others also thought it might be a paranormal or otherworldly entity. Looking at it, it could be any of these things. My team members say if you look hard enough, you can see a humanoid creature in the clip. You guys have seen the clip too, so what do you think? While flying, a pilot captured this video of an unusual flying object. The object had a saucer-like shape and was rotating while moving in the sky. What made it even more intriguing was the inscription on it, Truff. At first, the pilot thought it said Trump, but upon closer inspection, it was clear that it was Truff. Curiosity piqued, the pilot decided to research the word truff and found out that it was a branch of hot sauce. The connection between hot sauce and UFOs may seem absurd, but it could be that extraterrestrial beings like spicy food. I know it's a bit of a stretch, but think about it. What's not to love about hot sauce? Alternatively, it could be an entirely different explanation altogether. I mean, what are the odds that aliens speak and write English? Perhaps it's some markings in their language that we interpreted as ours. It's also possible that the video was a well-made CGI, although it's hard to be sure without further investigation. Regardless of the explanation, this sighting has left the pilot and the wider community wondering about the mysteries of the universe and the possibility of life beyond our planet. If you followed our channel judiciously in the last week or so, then you would be familiar with our recent discussions on extraterrestrial life and the possibility of their existence. While many are quick to dismiss the idea, the vastness of the universe and all that's within it makes it possible for life to exist elsewhere other than ours. I recently came across this footage captured in China on April the 9th, 2024, which I found quite intriguing. In the clip, there is a peculiar circular shape in the sky with luminous edges. The object appears to be hovering in the air like a disk. While it's true that some clouds, such as lenticular clouds, can look unique, this particular one seems to be more than just a cloud formation. It has a distinct shape that looks eerily similar to a UFO. There are a number of individuals in the comments section who noticed this as well and were convinced we're dealing with a UFO whose camouflage was not working properly. Looking at it, I can see why they think that. Not only does it have an unconventional shape, it's also ginormous. This makes it fit into our whole alien spaceship category. While many were convinced we were looking at a ship, there was another group of individuals who were very convinced that this had to be a portal. While the portal hypothesis isn't impossible, the individual who posted the footage never saw anything come out of or go inside. The skies have been home to many unusual incidents over the years, and it's not uncommon for people to speculate about what they see. However, with more and more sightings being documented, it's clear that there's something strange happening up there. Wouldn't you agree? Now let's dive into a fun fact. Did you know that there are animals that seemingly do not die of old age? One fascinating example is the crocodile. These ancient reptiles do not have a finite lifespan in the ways many other animals do. Instead, they continue to grow and live for an incredibly long time, providing the conditions are right. Crocodiles don't die of old age. They continue to thrive and grow bigger year after year. The primary reasons that they die are due to illness, starvation, or being killed by predators or humans. Under optimal conditions, a crocodile can live for decades, showcasing nature's remarkable design. I found this fact astonishing and quite incredible. Did you know about this? It certainly adds a new layer of intrigue to these formidable creatures. Next, we move on to a strange footage that was allegedly captured at the Nicaraguan cathedral. The video shows a winged creature climbing up to the top of the cathedral and then flying off. The one who uploaded it believed he had captured a gargoyle. Originally, before the fantastical interpretations, gargoyles were animal carvings placed on buildings, mostly cathedrals and other sophisticated structures, serving as waterspouts to direct rain away from the buildings. Beyond their practical use, they also had spiritual significance and were believed to serve as guardians, protecting the building from evil spirits. According to legend, these statues could come to life. But when you look at this footage, it seems a bit too cartoonish to be a real gargoyle. The movements and appearance of the creature don't quite match the stone-like ancient feel we associate with gargoyles. Could this be a hoax or some clever CGI? Julius seems to think so. Aaron, our conspiracy theorist, thinks it could be real. Personally, I'm on the side of Julius, but you guys let me know what you think. As we ponder the possibility of alien life, let's explore the supernatural realm. Ghosts, the spirits of departed humans, have been thought to be part of human existence for centuries, often hiding from our sight but occasionally revealing themselves. They're said to be the remnants of those who have not yet found peace and continue to linger around the living realm. Various pieces of evidence have been presented to support their existence, such as footage of dark apparitions crossing roads and appearing in surveillance camera, feeding dogs. These entities resemble humans in many ways, but their intangibility distinguishes them from the living. They can appear and disappear at will and can pass through solid objects such as walls or cars without any resistance. While they're believed to be humans who have passed on, what if there is more to these entities than we currently understand? What if they're not just remnants of the departed souls, but rather something else entirely? There have been theories that suggest that ghosts could be a manifestation of energy or a projection of our consciousness. Things get even weirder with this next clip taken in Asia. We're not told where exactly, but a strange fleet of lights was seen in the night sky. The lights were arranged in a unique formation and moved in synchronization. Usually, these formations are mostly seen with migrating birds, but it's highly unlikely that this was the case here. Birds don't emit any light, which would make it difficult for them to create a spectacular display in the dark. Despite this, many in the comments section believed that they had to be birds. Logically speaking, that's very unlikely unless there are some bioluminescent birds out there that glow in the dark. Oddly enough, many held onto the idea. There were some, however, who believed that the whole thing was simply blue beam tech being tested by our government. If you've followed the channel for a while, we've mentioned it several times. Although there's no definitive proof of its existence, many in the paranormal community believe that there's a powerful machine out there that's capable of creating illusions in the atmosphere. This, they believe, belongs to the government for the purposes of misinformation and control. The hologram projections from this machine are allegedly so powerful and incredibly realistic and can take on any form. They can be used to create an illusion of something that's not there. This could be very convincing. Despite the skepticism surrounding the product, the possibility of this being a product of blue beam technology cannot be ruled out. However, others believe that the display could be a result of drone activity. The question remains, though, why so many drones for a single display? Also, if it was a drone display, surely we would have found some information on it, but try as we may, we found nothing. Unless, of course, we're looking in the wrong places. A homeowner was woken one night by the doorbell ringing. When they looked through the window, there was no one there. They waited until the next morning to check the security camera footage and made a chilling discovery. In the video, a thin, glowing line was floating in front of the door. The object moved in a very intentional manner, and when the bell rang, the object seemed to pulse in rhythm before floating away. At first, people suggested it was a spider web. However, upon closer inspection, it became apparent that this was no ordinary web. One commenter proposed a fascinating theory, that this was an invisible cloak that interacted with cameras. If true, it means someone could have been using advanced technology to give the homeowner a ghostly scare. But what do you think this mysterious object could be? It looks like we're getting closer to the futuristic tech we see in sci-fi movies. The latest innovation, the world's first screenless laptop, the Spacetop GI. This laptop comes with built-in augmented reality AR glasses that project a virtual screen, making it feel like you're working on a 100-inch display without the need for a physical monitor. Imagine having a massive workspace that fits in your backpack. The Spacetop GI runs on Space OS, an operating system designed just for this device, ensuring everything runs smoothly. It's powered by a Qualcomm Snapdragon QCS8550 processor, so it's got plenty of power under the hood. With its sleek and modern design, the Spacetop GI is all about boosting productivity in a visually stunning way. Picture yourself setting up a massive digital workspace wherever you go, all with a lightweight laptop and a pair of AR glasses. The Spacetop GI is set to hit the market in October with a price tag of $1,700. Would you consider getting one? Unlike the Baltic Sea anomaly, a groundbreaking discovery in space exploration has left the scientific community excited and thrilled because it's been confirmed to be of extraterrestrial origin. Harvard physicist Professor Avi Loeb and his team claim to have found material from outside our solar system for the first time. This remarkable achievement came from the interstellar expedition of June 2023, where metallic fragments were retrieved from the Pacific Ocean near Papua New Guinea. These metallic spheres, which were recovered from the ocean floor, have compositions unlike any known natural or man-made alloys. According to experts, these fragments may have come from space, which could revolutionize our understanding of the universe. This discovery is a significant milestone in the field of space exploration and opens up new possibilities for research and exploration. It provides exciting insights into the mysteries of space and the potential existence of extraterrestrial objects. The scientific community is optimistic that this discovery will lead to further exploration and research into the unknown aspects of our universe. The odd thing about the discovery is the fact that the professor suspects or thinks that whatever was discovered could be technological, which hints at intelligent life elsewhere in our universe. He's not 100% sure though, but he states that it's tougher than space rocks. Many in the scientific community are skeptical about the discovery, but no professor will put their reputation and pedigree on the line if they didn't think there was something there. Either way, it looks like we may have to wait for further investigations to come to a conclusion on this one. What does your gut tell you, though? During a recent excursion in Puerto Rico, a group of tourists visited the Isabella River. As they were sailing on the boat, Isabella, one of the tourists, noticed something unusual on the water's surface. She quickly pulled out her camera and started filming. Upon closer inspection, she saw a clear outline of a human-like creature under the water. The creature was moving at an exceptionally fast speed, much faster than any human could swim, and chased after their boat. The group was amazed and couldn't believe what they were seeing. They watched the creature for a while and it stayed under the water for a considerable amount of time. It was evident that the creature was not human given the way it moved and the amount of time it spent under the water. The group couldn't help but share this, and it's very obvious what we are looking at here. It has to be a mermaid, siren, or some other type of mythical humanoid. There's no logical explanation for what this is. At least, that's what a section of the community thinks. What about you? What do you think? Do you believe we live in a matrix or some sort of parallel universe? If you didn't, this next clip might make you question our reality. A girl was taking a video walk, capturing her peaceful surroundings when something truly bizarre happened. Out of nowhere, two girls emerged from behind her, but they hadn't been there from the beginning. How is this even possible? It's almost as if they teleported to their spot. What's even more perplexing is that the two girls didn't seem shocked at all. They walked nonchalantly as if this was a normal everyday occurrence. To add to the mystery, no one else around seemed to notice anything unusual either. What could be the reason for this? Is it a glitch in reality, an optical illusion, or perhaps something more profound? Share your theories and observations with us in the comments section. Also, are you a believer in the Matrix yet? Check out this new invention from Germany and let me know what you think about it. This innovative smart pen developed in Germany is quite an intriguing piece of technology. The pen connects to a mobile device and is then placed in the mouth. Using bone conduction, it transmits sound through your teeth and mouth directly to your skull, allowing you to play songs that only you can hear. It's certainly a novel piece of tech, leveraging bone conduction to create a private listening experience. However, I'm not sure I would enjoy walking around with a pen in my mouth all the time. It might be convenient in certain situations, but it seems a bit cumbersome for everyday use. What do you make of this invention? Would you get one, or do you think it's too unusual to be practical? Let us know your thoughts. The possibility of life beyond Earth has always been an intriguing topic for many people. For years, scientists have used state-of-the-art equipment to search for signs of extraterrestrial life. Despite their efforts, there has been no definite proof that life forms exist, at least not one that has been made public yet. Recently, this video emerged and it sparked a new wave of interest in the possibility of life beyond Earth. The footage shows several crafts that appear to be floating above the moon's surface. These crafts have unique shapes and seem to be moving in the same direction. Now that's curious. What is the purpose of these crafts? Are they manned or unmanned? What kind of technology do they use? One of the commenters on the original post shared an interesting tale. He states that his father, who'd never believed in aliens, saw a ship through a telescope and was shocked. After what he saw, his dad became a believer. Now, there's no way of verifying this particular story, but there have been similar stories coming from all over the globe. Take a look at some of these comments. All these comments have to mean something. This video footage could be the proof that we have been looking for all along. It could be the evidence that definitely proves the existence of alien life beyond our planet. Despite the evidence, many believe it has to be false. They rationalize saying that what we are seeing was nothing more than ticks on a dirty lens. Some even suggested that they were ants. You've seen the clip and heard both sides, so what do you think is much closer to the truth? Share your thoughts in the comment section. Still on strange things in our sky, we've got this clip featuring a strange-looking cloud hovering in the sky a little too close to the ground compared to the rest of the clouds. Much weirder, this particular cloud was darker and had some peculiar object sticking out of it. Anyone who is observant would obviously realize that this was definitely a cloud with something in it, or something using a cloud as cover. Much like the last Avatar scene where Aang uses a cloud as camouflage to hide the gang in Appa, I digressed. As humorous as that sounds, I was not the only one thinking about it. Many in the comments section thought so too. They said that the cloud was camouflage, hiding something that was cloaked behind aerogel. For those unfamiliar with it, aerogel is a unique material that's known for its extremely low density and highly porous structure. It's sometimes referred to as frozen smoke or solid air because of its translucent appearance and lightweight nature. In essence, it can look like this strange cloud. The substance is, however, quite rare, which will make having this amount quite strange. This has led to speculations that this could belong to one of two groups, the government or aliens. I know it sounds like a bit of a stretch, but do you have any other possible explanation for this? If you do, please share in the comments section. We love to read your hypothesis. These days, volcanic eruptions don't make the headlines as much as other natural disasters. Sure, we hear about volcanoes being active, puffing out some smoke now and then, but it rarely seems alarming. Some people even live on or around volcanoes because they don't seem to pose an immediate threat. But let's not forget that when these giants do erupt, they can be incredibly dangerous. Take a look at this bizarre footage. This volcano is erupting with lava pouring out. Thankfully, people seem to have gotten the memo and are keeping a safe distance. Cars are parked along the road, and you can see people out of their vehicles, some watching in awe while others around are running. Just because volcanic eruptions aren't frequently reported doesn't mean they aren't real and present danger. Unlike Bigfoot, which is more myth than reality, volcanoes are genuinely natural structures that can erupt at any moment. It's a sobering reminder of the power of nature and how unpredictable it can be. Before you come after me for the Bigfoot statement, please note that it was just a comparison. Someone on my team suggested that the clip could be fake, but I'll leave that to your discretion. Back in 2022, a Chinese telescope was observing Mars when it captured something extraordinary, a disc-shaped object floating above the planet. The object resembled the typical flying saucer often depicted in UFO sightings. The big question is, what exactly is this object? Is it an alien craft, or is it just one of the drones that are being deployed on the planet for exploration purposes? With the increasing number of missions to Mars, numerous drones and rovers are constantly being sent to study the Martian surface, making it possible that this sighting could be explained by one of these human-made devices. On second thought, I doubt any craft from our planet would have such a shape, so there are two possible conclusions here. Either the clip is fake, or we've got an alien situation on our hands. I wish I could tell you those were the only strange things happening in our sky, but it gets stranger. Our next clip was captured in Ukraine, and it has left many people scratching their heads. In the video, a whitish-looking sheet-like object can be seen hovering in the sky with its top part bent forward. The atmosphere in the video appears to be quite foggy, which adds to the mysterious nature of the sighting. At first sight, many assume that the strange things going on in the sky might be some sort of weather anomaly or unusual cloud formation. For those on the ground, that would have made sense, but those on the higher planes or buildings like the one recording saw what was really happening. They saw what you see on your screen. Spooked, they uploaded it and then sent some of the paranormal communities into a frenzy. Many had differing views on what could be going on. Some viewers speculated that the object was a blue beam projection, while others suggested that it was simply a mark on a glass window from which the footage was recorded. Interestingly, one viewer even used the alien emoji, implying that they thought the object was of extraterrestrial origin. Given the unusual appearance of the object and the varied opinions surrounding it, it's difficult to say with certainty what the footage shows. It would, however, be unwise to downplay any of the comments, since they are basically possible until proven otherwise. Unless, of course, the clip is fake, but that too has to be proven. Recently, this video was circulating on social media, and it shows strange glowing creatures floating in the sky with a luminous trail behind them. Some people are wondering if these creatures are angels, while others are skeptical and suggest that the video may be a clever hoax created using CGI. Angels are celestial beings that have been part of various religious and mythological traditions for centuries. They're often depicted as messengers or intermediaries between the divine realm and humanity, tasked with guiding and protecting people on their spiritual journeys. In the Christian faith, angels are believed to be God's messengers, while in the Islamic faith, angels are considered to be created from light and serve as intermediaries between Allah and humanity. The concept of angels is prevalent in many cultures worldwide, including Christianity, Judaism, Islam, Zoroastrianism, and others. Each culture has its own beliefs and interpretations of angels, such as the number of angels that exist or their specific roles in the divine hierarchy. What do you think of them, especially those in the clip? You would be amazed at the number of weird things that have been found on Google Maps. A TikTok user was snooping around the map, zooming in on some green lands, and there in the middle of the woods was this, a large, hairy creature standing there. The creature looks about 8 feet tall with an ape-like appearance. Did this person just find Bigfoot on Google Maps? The figure is visible and distinct enough to make one wonder if it's the elusive creature so many have sought for decades. The sighting has sparked a flurry of debate and speculation online, with some convinced it's genuine evidence of Bigfoot's existence and others skeptical, suggesting it could be a prank, a misidentified animal, or simply a shadow. What do you think? Next, I came across this bizarre footage that left me scratching my head. It was recorded by someone who had found a ring tangled in the roots of a tree. This has to be one of the weirdest things I have ever come across. How did the ring get there? Was it purposely placed there, or did it just fall and accidentally get stuck in the roots? Or is this some sort of spiritual or cultural practice? If there's anyone who knows anything about rings in tree roots, please share your thoughts in the comments. This mystery has got me really curious. Throughout history, dinosaurs have remained a topic of fascination for humanity. Even today, their existence and extinction continues to captivate our imagination. To unlock the mysteries surrounding these magnificent creatures, archaeologists have studied cave paintings dating back several centuries. This leads us to a cave located in Borneo's East Kalimantan province. Here, scientists have found the oldest figurative painting in the world. The painting is of wild cattle and is estimated to be around 40,000 years old. The painting is part of a larger panel with other animal paintings, stencils, and designs, and was made using iron oxide pigment. The cave Lubang Jerichi Sala has thousands of rock art images, providing insight into the ancient history of our planet and the creatures that used to walk the earth. They aren't just rough sketches hastily thrown together. Oh no, these are intricate depictions painstakingly crafted using iron oxide pigment, with every scale and contour lovingly rendered for all to behold. Discoveries like this help researchers learn even more about our past. While those ones are easier to understand, there are also paintings like these that have scientists scratching their heads. The one who posted it refused to tell us where it's from, but a quick look at these images and you can tell they're depicting dinosaurs. But how? Aren't dinosaurs supposed to have died off millions of years ago? How is it our distant ancestors had images of them? This naturally led to a lot of debate on the paranormal platforms. Some thought this was proof that the dinosaurs still walk amongst us. Some people thought this was proof of the Hollow Earth theory, which has been visualized in modern cinema using the recent King Kong and Godzilla movie. As the debate raged on, one member of the paranormal community made a profound statement. He stated that our ancestors could have found their remains in much better shape than we have found today, which is why they could have such vivid drawings of them. When you think about it, well, that's actually logical. Is that the case, though? Until research in this area advances, we will never know for sure. But what do you think? Above the clouds, an interesting object was captured that left many wondering what it could be. The object has a unique shape with a horizontal top and a vertical part that resembles a hammer, starting from the middle downwards. It floated above the clouds for some time, casting a shadow on the clouds below. As it slowly descended into the clouds, it gradually vanished from view. The mysterious object left many wondering about its origin and purpose. Some believe it was a UFO, while others think it may have been a weather balloon or some other type of experimental aircraft. More outlandish theories propose that it was an interdimensional being or even a top-secret military craft. What do you think it is? What you are looking at is called the Rainbow Mountain in Peru. Just look at those vibrant colors all over. When I first saw this, I couldn't believe it was real. I thought it had to be photoshopped or edited in some way. But after doing my own research, I found out this natural wonder is very much real. Rainbow Mountain, also known as Vinikunka, gets its incredible colors from the different mineral deposits in the earth. Over time, these minerals have been exposed to the surface, creating this stunning multicolored landscape. The mountain is part of the Andes and is situated at an altitude of over 5,000 meters, over 16,000 feet, making it a challenging but rewarding hike for adventurers. The colors you see are natural, created by layers of sedimentary mineral deposits. Red from iron oxide, green from chlorite, yellow from sulfur, and even purple from goethite or oxidized limonite. It's like a painter's palette come to life. And with that, we end today's episode. Thanks for staying with us. Before you go, are there clips and videos you think we should have featured by now that we haven't? Well, the good news is you can share them with us and we'll post them crediting you. Please send any such footage, including ones you recorded yourself, to us via classifiedcaptures@gmail.com. We'll do our thing and include it in our next episode. We can't wait to receive what you have. Share this video with someone you love, and I'll see you in the next one.